All right. Speaking of being on a list, shall we start with today's D&D section?
Yes.
Session.
Segue.
All right. So, brief recap. Last time, you guys discovered a secret passageway outside of the Hoppsmiller Castle, inside the inner wall. After pulling a favor with the gatesman, you got in. You found a little secret hatch on top of a mausoleum attached to the inner wall, and through it, you went down into what looked like a dungeon room. After fighting off some rats, you pushed your way through a secret entrance behind a fake skeleton into a tunnel that led to a mausoleum that was lined with a special stone that would make you unable to cast magic spells of a lower level. You found another secret passage behind a similar moving casket that led out to the cliffside above Lake Sneed. And so you headed back into the mausoleum and through the main entrance that was carved out, able to cast your spells when you did pass through the threshold into what looked like a kind of an old mining tunnel. Passing through it as it opened wider and wider. Eventually you made your way onto the scene you're seeing now of a tiny village of children toiling to produce what looks like the sellable wares of the Hoppsmiller family, barrels of ale, there's mead, there's crates of bottles of various products that they are lowering down into this hole in the center with these giant cranes. And as you crouch behind some of the pillars of the walls and watch these children bustling back and forth, there is a loud whistle. And all of the children stop what they're doing and put down their tools, and they all begin to rush over and line up in front of what looks like a stairwell that leads onto a platform with this giant tube that reaches up into the ceiling and disappears into the ceiling. And on the opposite side of it, there is a slide that exits out of the tube down to the ground. And the children, one by one, are lining up at the stairs, patiently awaiting something. You can see there's only one child that is left after they start to line up, that's hanging out over here by this minecart. She's kind of crouched behind this overturned minecart, and she's looking up the ramp where these train tracks seem to disappear into a cavern that leads uphill. And she's just like staring into this tunnel. But everyone else joins the rest of the children. I'm going to move them all over here. And they start gathering as they line up together. And what would you guys like to do?
Cover? Are we kind of like just out in the open here?
Yes, but no one's noticed you yet, and despite some shitty stealth rolls last session, you guys have managed to go unnoticed.
Genevieve, you and I we fell down a hallway pretty much. We rolled so badly.
Oh,
You
no.
made it. You were clanking on things. You were throwing things around. You were chipping pieces off the wall. And yet no one heard you.
Yay.
We are not stealth.
We were not at all. Everybody else was, but you and I were not.
I think it's
We're really not.
it was like in Indiana Jones when he's hitting the floor with that big pylon, and there's a guy with a stamp book, and he's doing stamps, and every once in a while he'll hit the floor at the same time as he stamps.
So nobody hears it.
He doesn't hear it. I feel like there were probably 10 times last session where that happened. A bolt of lightning or something else went off and no one heard you.
As we fell around the room.
As a start, Lindell's just gonna tap Jen's leg because she can't reach very much, and just gonna give her blessing of the trickster just while we're at it, just in case.
Thank you.
Genevieve falls over again.
I-
Okay, I'm gonna give.
And it's like, wow, and then falls down the pit.
No.
I'm gonna give everybody control of Xavier so you guys can move him around as well, since
Don't
he's
put
not
him
with
in
us
the pit.
today.
No one put him
What
in
are
the
these
pit, please.
little? What are these little like? There are these little like marker thingies.
Yeah,
What?
I accidentally moved it, but I put it.
They're light sources. I had to sprinkle light sources around so that you guys could see the cavern. But
Oh,
there
it's
are
dynamic
there's
lighting.
there's torch lights and some other things that illuminate pretty much the entire cavern.
Okay.
So
we
it's
should
lit up
probably
over
get-
here. I would like to get in the shadows.
It's lit up, but all of the light is coming from this working area. So it would be casting shadows in your direction.
Lindell's instinct is to get over here, like climb up the cliff and like hide behind the fence so we can keep an eye on things. What do you guys think?
That is not actually a cliff top. Anywhere that there are dark lines is just walls that come up and meet with the ceiling.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're
Gotcha.
completely
Well, we can still,
underground. There aren't any ledges. Sorry, it's a little
So we can
misleading.
still like skip around
Technically,
the
Lindell could
wall
just
and
climb
get
up
behind
and
the fence.
hang out on the ceiling.
Yeah,
With a
right.
bat.
Where those dark lines are, you would then be on the ceiling. So it's maybe about 15, 20 feet up, and then towards the middle of the room, more like about 60 feet up.
Except over by those tracks, right? That's where there's a tunnel.
Yeah, there's a wall, and in the wall there is a tunnel with rail tracks that lead upward, like up the hill.
Interesting.
So Keen might stay where she is because she wants to see if anything's going to come out of where those little children are lining up.
If we go
Okay.
hide behind the fence, over here, then we can still watch. But at least then we've got a bit of cover.
Oh. Okay,
Should we
then.
start quietly strafing against this wall?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you guys do for this scene a stealth check.
Of course.
So everybody roll a
Jen-
stealth check, please.
Jen, you get
I have
advantage on your stealth check because you've got blessings.
And
Thank you.
one of you guys roll for Xavier, please.
Okay, I don't have his.
I've got his
Thank God I-
character sheet up here.
I can roll them on the screen. Boing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
13?
13.
Plus whatever.
His stealth is +4, so you got a 17.
Woo! 22.
Much better than
18. It
last
would have been
time.
6. Thanks, Thomas. It would have been 6.
Yeah, much better than last time. And Safkeen, how'd you do?
19.
19, excellent. So you guys are pretty
Awesome.
dang stealthy as you hug the wall, that cliff face, and kind of shimmy around as the children all line up kitty corner, diagonally across the room. We did it again. Diagonally across the cavern from you. And eventually you make your way over to the edge of the wooden
Right over
fence. And the wooden fence is maybe about 7 or 8 feet tall, and all of the wooden pieces come to points. You can see there's some tools leaning up against the fence on the cavern floor there. Would you like to try and go over the fence or shimmy along it?
Shimmy.
Lindell will just like walk up the fence and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk up over the fence and down to the other side. Looking around, it looks like you are kind of in this little side area where they put barrels together. Looks like there's tools for banding up barrels out here. And you can see there are these like old boats that are lined with barrels all around this this building that looks like it is a barrel maker's shop. And up on top, there's these little shanty apartments. You're guessing that's probably where some of these children sleep.
What do you think they're digging? That's such a big hole.
No, I thought they made beer. What's in this cart?
As best I could
It's a
tell,
bale
it
of
looks
hay.
like-
It looks like for some of the work, they use wagons and carts, and you can smell now a little bit of like a stale scent of feces from like horses, or maybe they have an ox down here or something that they use to wheel wagons around, and they spread hay on the ground to keep it from getting slick. You can see that there is a little bit of moisture in this cavern, and it's dripping off the ceiling as well. So the hay is probably just what they line the floor with.
It looks like they're lowering stuff down the hole. not necessarily bringing stuff up, and that's right where the lake would be, right? If they were going to lower it down and lower it onto a boat or something.
Lower water?
Maybe your fish. Can you hear any water down there?
Roll a perception check if you'd like.
Guidance. Boop.
You're on the other side of the fence. Can you touch her? I guess you don't have to touch her.
Through the fence.
Yeah, it's not
Through the fence.
It's not a fortified barricade. You could probably reach your little hand between the two of the rungs.
Very
I got a
small.
22 without guidance, so
22.
22. Okay. You do hear the sound of water off in the distance. It sounds like there is some rushing sounds coming from down the hole.
maybe they are doing something with water. I don't know why they would need so many children. I mean,
It does seem odd.
and why children?
And no one's missing.
There are a lot of children in Sub 1 that are children of people that maybe drink too much or died in wars or passed away from the plague or things like that. And, that's kind of where I grew up, in one of the orphanages. There's a lot of them, and there are plenty of them that could go missing and no one would really notice.
Did you know anyone that was taken into child labor, Lindell?
I mean, I don't know anyone especially that went in child labor, but I know people over the last couple of years who've just gone missing.
Lindell, roll a history check for me.
Sure. Three.
Kids do go missing, and their stories, but you never really paid attention to them, so you're not really sure what all the stories are, but you do know that orphans do go missing occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, and for all we know, sometimes they end up dead, or maybe they jumped off one of the cliffs or something like that. But it's possible that they've been trapped into child labor. I don't know.
I think we need to look closer. I can shadow three of us. Lindell, you're pretty stealthy, and Xavier's brown. Maybe he blends in a bit more. Should we get closer after?
Pretend to be a tree in the background, right?
I could pretend to be one of these posts. How do I look?
Great.
Where did you go?
Xavier?
I knew it.
All right, so hearing that we're going to be good with this, Jen's going to just gently start to ring some of her bells as quietly as she can, and quietly start to sing, "I'm looking through you, where did you go? All things familiar no longer show. You don't look different, but you have changed. I'm looking through you, you're not the same." And touch Safkeen and you and cast invisibility.
Nice.
Ooh.
So
You does not yell out "ooh."
So you guys are invisible now. Safkeen disappears, and Safkeen, you see you disappear when Genevieve touches the two of you.
And I've
And we do the
Genevieve?
Spider-Man
I
point.
look down at my hands. Can I see my hands?
No, you're invisible.
Okay.
Jen, where am I? Jen, where am I?
You're right there. You're right there. Don't worry. You're fine. You're here. You're just not.
I'm just gonna
Some
walk
of the
on over to
children,
the edge.
you notice, are starting to look over their shoulders. They're hearing a little bit of commotion, but they're not too worried. They kind of turn back around and pay more attention. Another whistle goes off, and the children start to ascend the staircase one by one.
Just gonna walk over here and crouch down
Go
next
ahead,
to this
don't get
wheel
us
thing.
close. I'll give the blessings to Xavier so that he has advantage on stealth rolls too.
Okay. I'm gonna go with your stealth roll is gonna last a little while. I'll just say that. So
try and
you're
creep
going
over.
over to the edge of the hole.
Yes.
All right. What are you trying to see or do?
I want to see down the hole. Oh wait. Krampus is alive. I'm gonna send Krampus down the hole because this always works out.
Okay, roll a stealth check for Krampus as you send him off.
Krampus is visible though, right?
Yeah. So am I just walking and I just have a falcon like sitting like it's just
Yeah, your falcon is kind of
Okay.
eerily floating.
Then I would have sent Krampus up into the air whenever she made me invisible. I'm not an idiot. Well, you's not that smart. But Krampus got a 3.
Krampus swoops off and
Oh.
perches on one of the cranes and flaps his wings a little bit. One of the children looks up over their shoulder up at the... not another one. I'll have to get it later. And turns back around and doesn't pay attention.
Nobody's gonna care about a bird. I want Krampus to dive down the hole.
Okay, Krampus dives down the hole. You can see through Krampus's eyes now as you cling onto one of the sacks that's near you for to grab onto so you don't fall in. Through Krampus's eyes, you can see just a dark tunnel that ends with the shimmering flicker of light off of water down below. Looks like maybe about 100 feet down. There is the surface of water as he swoops down. Eventually, he meets the ceiling of a much, much larger cavern that is kind of a bay or cove of boats and docks. There is one smaller ship, a 2-mast ship, that is docked on the north side of the cavern. And there is another dock on the east side of the cavern that has a much larger ship, a 3-mast ship, and it looks like that ship is currently being loaded up by some burly adults. The cranes that lower down lower onto a central platform where there's a collection of barrels and crates that men are coming and loading up onto their wagons and carts and wheeling back to this larger vessel. Go ahead and roll a perception check for Krampus.
Oh, 16 plus something. I would want to know through Krampus if it looks like they're hauling wine or alcohol. Perception is plus 4, 20, dirty 20.
20. Yeah, you can notice the same kind of sense through Krampus as what smells like wine anyway. With a little bit of an odd tinge to it, almost like a metallic smell coming from most of the barrels and crates that are being wheeled off. And then every once in a while, you'll catch a scent of honey from like the meadery. So it looks like, yeah, this is their product.
Okay. Then my next command to Krampus would be to hide.
Okay. Yeah, you can swoop over onto one of the stalactites and find a perch on it up at the ceiling.
And I want to creep as quietly back as I can back to Genevieve and get right next to her and then start telling her everything.
You turn around and you don't see Genevieve anywhere.
Oh, wait! Is she invisible too?
Yeah, I'm invisible.
Dang. Who's visible?
Just Lindell and Xavier.
But I can't see. Lindell's on the other side of the fence, right?
Yeah, Lindell's peeking through the fence, trying to hide, but not really trying to hide. And Xavier's just standing there, pretending to be a post of wood, motionless.
Then I'll walk over to where Lindell's got her face and just crouch down right in front of her, and then just start talking into her face. I like being invisible. Tell her everything Krampus saw. And I guess Genevieve is there, so you'd hear, right?
I don't know. I haven't
Did we
seen
notice-
them for a while.
I missed that. What was that, Thomas?
I said, I don't know. I haven't seen Genevieve for a little while.
Here.
Anyone that's here, listen. Don't know where Soft
You
Keen is
hear,
either.
You hear Safkeen and Genevieve's whispers behind you.
So I'll tell him about.
We noticed that. Sorry.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Genevieve.
Did we notice that little girl that you pointed out when we came in? Would we have noticed her?
Is she still there?
The little girl that was by the railroad tracks? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
She
still
does
there.
not.
She just keeps peeking up the hole and then back away, almost like she's playing hide and seek with somebody.
Oh, that's
I
creepy.
know. Kids are creepy.
Can
I think
Safkeen,
I'll tell
like
Lynn.
Safkeen's just gonna yes, I'm gonna go investigate that weird girl. And then she's just
I think we should.
creep
The
over.
two of us can go together. I'm gonna reach out, trying to feel for Safkeen to try to grab her arm if I can.
We'll like reach her hand up.
Oh, please
Try and, like-
accidentally get a boob grab. Just.
Tail around, grab in his hand.
God.
Every
He's a
anime
fish.
ever.
Eventually, Safkeen will
Okay,
grab
so can
Jen's
you make her
hand.
way over there a little bit?
Evil.
Perfect.
Some plant her leg. I don't know.
Okay. You grab a hold of one another for guidance. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we make it all the way
Wait,
over
how-
there to her, close to her?
I mean, you can certainly try. Are you gonna make your way all the way across the cavern towards her?
I'd like to. Jen, are
If
you
they're
down with that?
invisible.
though?
Moving, then yeah.
Okay, then I
Safkeen
would
just
like the
wants to-
two of you to roll stealth checks. Just Safkeen and Genevieve.
Okay.
Just
Ooh, that's
invisibly but noisily followed over the cavern.
No, perfect.
21.
I'm doing great.
21.
I got,
Nice.
I got 21 as well. Nice.
21. Very good. So you guys very carefully step across the cavern and make your way over, and you and Lindell and Xavier lose sight of you once you get kind of in the shadow of that far crane. As you make
Of
your
their
way up,
footsteps.
what's
sense
that?
of us. Lose sense of us.
Yeah,
not
sense
sight
of
us.
them.
Yes.
We don't see them at all. They're footprints in the dirt.
Right. You can hear them
Yeah.
walking away until they're completely,
Sorry, nitpicking.
unhearable, whatever.
Unhearable.
You guys make it up to about maybe 10 feet away. Are you going to keep going up to her, or what do you want to do?
Yeah,
I have a-
Safkeen, and she'll hiss this under her breath to Genevieve, that she wants to kind of go up like behind the girl or sort of next to her. Like she doesn't want to like touch the girl or speak to the girl. She just wants to see if she can get up close enough to see what the girl is looking at or who the girl is looking at.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me find it.
She doesn't want to try and interact with the girl yet because she would probably scare the living daylights out of her. So don't do that.
She actually stops and turns around and looks in your direction and says, Annika, is that you? She's hiding again. Where is she? And she goes around the corner, the little girl, and starts to kind of climb up the rungs of the minecart track as she goes into the tunnel, maybe about 10 feet. I know you're in here.
She needs to go. Line up.
But she's choosing not to first. Or maybe she's not with the group or breaking away.
Come out. I want to play again.
Please don't tell me she's talking to a
Jen's
ghost.
Are there any rocks around us, like on the ground, little pebbles or things?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick one up and toss it in her direction.
Roll strength check.
Like for a pebble?
Mm-hmm.
She probably just like smack her in the head and kick her, make her go in a coma.
Strength is it just straight up strength?
Yep.
That's a 4.
You throw it. It goes about 5 feet in front of you and just goes tink 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 on the ground. And she turns around. Annika? She turns around and comes back out of the tunnel and goes over to the minecart and looks inside it. Where are you? This isn't any fun.
Are the other children like going into this like other place, like going upstairs
Yes.
and stuff?
You notice that a couple children now have gone in to this tube. They're going up to some kind of contraption inside the tube. and it looks like they are eating or drinking something before the exit door opens up and they slide down the little slide to the bottom. Let's see. So that maybe about 3 or 4 children have been through so far. And the 4th one's on its way.
I'm going to say quietly to her, Annika sent me. I'm Janica. Did you want to play?
Janica? She gets a little bit scared and she goes and hides behind the minecart.
Sabkine's gonna Sabkine doesn't really know where Jen is, but she's still sort of holding Jen's hand, so she's gonna sort of smack Jen's arm and be like, what'd you do that for?
Maybe we can convince her to tell us what's going on.
Annika, is that you too? You have a sister? Why can't I see you?
I'm Sanica.
Sanica, what's going on? Who are you? She walks over, kind of stomping over, and looks around into like thin air, just like looking around.
Who are you?
Me?
Small child?
I don't remember. Who are you?
Just told you we're Sanica and Janica.
You're lying. Where's Annika?
Do you need help? Did you lose your friend?
She's up there usually, but she comes and we play.
Does she look like you?
No. I mean, she's got nice clothes. She looks at her clothes and they're all kind of like tattered, and her shoes are worn, and her feet are heavily calloused from months and months of hard labor.
Well, what's your name? We can go look for her for you. We, as you can tell, are ghosts, so we can float up there easily.
We're nice ghosts.
You're ghosts?
We're nice.
I don't
nice
like ghosts.
We're nice ghosts. Very nice ghosts. We're friendly ghosts. Very friendly ghosts.
Roll a persuasion check.
Do you want me to do that, Jenny?
You're both working together, so I'll say one of you roll with advantage, or both of you guys can roll.
20. Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm not even gonna roll.
Okay, all right, dirty 20. She does get a little braver and comes out, trying to kind of gauge where your voices are coming from. Will you help me find Annika?
Safkeen will reach down and in the dirt draw a little smiley face.
She jumps down on her knees and draws a smiley face next to it.
Oh,
that's a beautiful face.
What are you doing here?
We're just trying to see if there's people to help. That's what friendly ghosts do.
Well, I'd like to find my friend. I haven't seen her in a little while. I miss her. She plays with me.
Is
she comes from the upstairs.
Like you?
What?
Is she also a little girl like you?
Uh-huh. But her hair is dark and my hair is lighter.
Well, that's okay. Everyone comes in different colors.
She takes her like kind of unkempt, greasy locks and kind of pulls them down a little bit, playing with them. My hair is brown colored, but hers is black colored.
Oh, it's a beautiful brown.
My hair is pink, so...
You think so? What? Pink? How come I can't see?
Because I'm a ghost.
But you're a nice ghost, right?
Yeah, yes.
Poor child.
Stucky will draw in the ground a sort of ghost picture, like a cartoon ghost, and give it a smiley face.
Annika's mommy calls me a ghost sometimes, but Annika told me to hide because her mommy won't let me play with her if she finds out.
Does the tunnel go up to Annika's house?
Mm-hmm.
Have you met Annika's mommy before?
No, but she sounds mean.
Oh, she does sound mean.
Oh
My
no,
darling, we can go.
I'm gonna miss vitamin time. Ghost people, I've gotta go. Maybe you can help me find Annika later.
What's your name before you go, so we can find you again?
My name, I don't know. Call me Shadow Girl.
Shadow.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
bye-bye. And she waves and turns around and runs over
Bye.
and gets in line behind the rest.
She's missing
What the hell
vitamin.
was that?
What is vitamin?
And she's lost her memory? There's some trouble, but at least we know we can get to the surface this way. There's a way up.
That's
Hmm.
true. Maybe
You can see
the
that,
Santa is a
some of the-
Hoppsmiller.
Some of the children that have come out from the front of the line, they seem to be the older children, the ones that are maybe like 12, 13. Some of them have like greasy little mustaches and stuff already. And they start to usher the younger ones in, the ones at the end of the line. Come on now, hurry up, get your vitamins. Don't forget, don't be
Jen's
late.
gonna curse and wipe the dirt away just so the faces aren't there anymore. She's gonna shh.
While that was happening concurrently, I wanted to pull Xavier up here behind the fence with me and meet up with Lindell, and then just be looking around this courtyard and stuff to see what
Sure.
this area is for.
All right, do you want to do an investigation or perception?
Uh,
Investigation's a little bit less stealthy because you're actually like picking and moving things to try and like look underneath, inside things. If you're just doing perception, you can like peer around the corner and just scan.
I guess
Perceptigate.
Perceptigate. I guess investigate, because we don't think there's anybody over here right now, maybe.
Right.
But quietly, stealthily investigate.
Yeah. So
Investigate. Okay, go ahead.
I'll give you guidance
Dex
while she's doing
intelligence,
that.
I'm with them. Go.
Okay.
And Lindell's gonna.
And the guidance.
Are you helping Lindell or are you doing something else?
Guidance.
I think
Is guidance a
Xavier's
D4?
D4. So yeah. So I think Xavier's helping with the investigation. and
Okay, so
Lindell's
advantage
gonna-
on that roll.
So Lindell's gonna
Plus a
climb up the building, and she's just gonna look in the windows of the
Okay.
building.
It's a very familiar scene inside the windows, through the kind of foggy, dusty panes of glass. When you wipe them with your sleeve, you can see it's just like cots and old crates filled with hay and broken bed frames and things that are set up, just kind of makeshift bedding for what looks like about 20 children. You go from window to window to window. It just looks like a small orphanage inside, kind of squalor and rudimentary toys that are made out of like old scraps of wood and pieces of rocks and stuff. You can see where kids tried to make blanket forts from their oldest and most tattered clothing and blankets. Very, very similar scene.
Like home.
How'd you do on your investigation?
17.
17. Okay, there is a well. It looks like the well water is pretty clean. Maybe it's coming from the runoff from down below. Since you are in a rocky cavern, there's some runoff coming through. This is the children's water source. You can see through a large gate there are a couple of horses and an ox that are kept in a small stable. It smells pretty bad back here. It doesn't look like the kids like to clean up after the animals. So it smells pretty heavily of feces, and you try to move around some of the older droppings that are in the hay-covered area through here. This house just looks like either a stable house. Maybe it's got a little blacksmithing shop inside. You don't really find anything useful. There are some tools for barrel making, for horseshoe making, hammers, things like that. There are also buckets of pittons, which are small nails that are used to make crates and hold barrels, the binding on barrels together. There's also like a bucket of wax that they use to seal some of the wooden containers. More bales of hay. Otherwise, it's just stalagmites coming up from the ground, and it looks like these buildings have been here for maybe about 50 years. This operation has been going on by the age.
Okay, but use thinking. We've got barrels being made. But there's no way to fill them with alcohol down here. There's no casks of alcohol or anything.
Yeah, there are barrels and casks of alcohol everywhere.
So how are they getting the alcohol from the field from the brewery to here?
You don't know.
Okay.
Do you want to go inside the building?
This one? Yeah, I'm still invisible, so
Okay.
I don't know. Xavier would go be on the edges, not seeable, right?
Yeah. I'll look out while you go inside.
Okay, I'll go in there.
The secret password is cuckoo, cuckoo.
Do not yell cuckoo, cuckoo in here.
Okay, so yell cuckoo, cuckoo in
Oh my
there.
gosh.
Got
No
it.
secret passwords. Nope. Hand signs.
Hand signs?
Come up with a nice rude gesture to get my attention.
Ah, rude gesture. I'll think about that.
Yeah.
You can see him kind of like looking up in the air, thinking about what kind of gesture to use as you head
What could
inside.
be a rude?
The horses kind of when you walk in, and they clop their feet on the ground, but they're not too spooked once they see that you're just a human.
I'm invisible.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. They don't react at all. You do see that there is a door to the inner portion of this kind of 2-story structure, if you'd like to try it.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
You open it up and come inside. It's kind of dusty, stale air inside. It's dark. Looks like there's a fireplace towards the end of the building, and an anvil is set up with a little makeshift forge with some horseshoes there, and more tools for blacksmithing of things. You can also see that there is a very large, and by large I mean about 12 feet tall, maybe about 6 or 7 feet wide barrel with a giant spigot, and it looks like it's open on top, and there's a ladder going up to the top of it. Next to it, there is a similar one, and it smells very heavy of alcohol and urine.
Ugh. Yeah. No, that's too gross. I'm just gonna shut the door and leave.
Okay. Yeah, you head back. Xavier's still there, kind of looking up in the air. I couldn't think of one.
Xavier, this is a future life tip. Never drink Hoppsmiller's ale.
Why not?
I'm gonna drag him.
It's pretty good. I've had it a couple times.
Mm-mm.
No? Why not?
Just gonna grab him by the elbow, and I want to come over to this side of the building.
Okay, sure. You go over to that side of the building. Nothing really of note. There's an open gate in front, and right across the way, you can see there is a very ornate door that's in the cavern on the outside there. And it looks like the children are steering clear of it, even as they're loitering in that area, getting whatever their vitamins are.
Lindell would like to
I'm
climb
gonna
up the building and look in this window up here while Yu's doing the ground floor.
Okay, yeah, you look inside the window and you can see it looks like there are crates of some kind of a greenish dust, like almost like a greenish ash, like moldy ash, but there's maybe 5 or 6 of them. And it looks like the inside of the window is coated with this material. It's like a powder.
Yeast? Oh, yeast not there.
Vitamin
It's
powder,
usually not green.
residuum.
Yeah, I don't know. Green.
She'll climb down and try to find Xavier, because wherever Xavier is, Yu is.
It's pretty easy to find him. He sticks out like a sore thumb.
Oh.
You don't
But
see
a little
you,
bit
however.
less with Blessing of the Trickster, right? Like, he blends in a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little better.
A little better.
Yeah, but to someone like you, he's easy to pick out.
Okay.
His eyes glow, right?
Yeah, he has like a bioluminescent sap that leaks out of him.
Are you here?
Yeah.
What was inside the main floor?
Some animals, a blacksmith room, possibly some alcohol and urine. I don't want to think about that too much.
Alcohol and urine, what?
I don't know. I didn't want to look. Sometimes it's better not to know.
Okay, I'll go look. 1 minute.
No!
Okay, you dash inside.
Hood up, super stealthy, head
Yep.
inside.
Okay, yeah, you head inside. The door's not locked. There is a staircase leading to the upper story. Is that where you want to go?
You had said something about a back room with urine, so she'll just follow her nose, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's past the stairwell. You can see through a small opening the glow of a little bit of like ember from a makeshift forge and a fireplace with a little anvil, and it does smell very strong of urine in that area. So you rush in. Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I'll just head into that room.
Yeah, when you get inside, you do see a collection of barrels right there inside the door, and the urine smell just hits you. It's like, whoa, worst orphanage ever. And then to your left, you see the giant vats with the open lids with the ladders leading up to them.
She's gonna go look inside the vats to see if there's urine or alcohol or both.
There is a heavy purplish liquid churning inside of these barrels.
Purple?
When you get close to it, however, it smells like wine.
Okay, she'll knowing Xavier, she'll take she'll run back out, she'll steal a vial, she'll steal 2 vials off of Xavier's person, and then run back in, take a sample of the purplish liquid, and then she'll run upstairs and take a sample of the greenish ash.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and add those to your inventory, and then you can hand them off to Xavier next time he can play.
Yeah, because I know that's
And
something
you
that
is
she's
just-
gonna wanna
Yep.
know. Yeah.
Some earthly mysteries don't need to be solved.
The powder,
The big barrel smelled like wine. It was weird.
the powder up in the upper story, when you go to collect a sample of it, it smells sweet, like a sugary pastry.
And it's like ash in its texture. It's not like a mineral.
Yeah, it's just like a powder, almost like confectioner's sugar, but it has a weird kind of moldy tinge to it. When you pop the cork on and you get to exit the room, you take another sniff, and now it smells like pumpkin. It smells like
Pumpkin spice.
pumpkin harvest. It smells like pumpkin pops now.
And eating.
Goes deeper. Lindell has a
Silent
pumpkin
green.
pop in her bag that she saved.
That's right.
So she would 100% get Xavier to once he's back in the game to compare the stuff and anyway, she's gonna head
What
back
is
to
it?
Xavier and you. Yeah.
Yeah, when you head out of the room and you get a little bit of the whiff of the urine smell again, now you wish you could go back into that powder room and smell it again. But now in your memory, it triggers something else. It triggers the warm loaf of bread that a friendly baker threw at back for you once when you were living in Sub 1. And the smell of that bread on that awful day. And it's more of a nostalgia for how that made you feel. But it's very strange. It's like triggering memories for you.
They're drugging the wine.
Oh. Okay. She'll run back to you and she'll tell her exactly what happened.
Have you seen any adults around here?
No, not yet. And all the beds inside the housing unit, they look like child size. I
Ooh.
didn't see any adult beds, right, David? No adult beds?
No, none that you saw. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but most of the bedding you saw was for smaller people.
Yeah. should we go back to the fence and see if Safkeen and Jen are done with the harassing a small child?
Are you? Are you done harassing a small child?
Oh, we're making our way back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just straight down this fence. Yeah.
So you guys all reconvene over behind the fence there?
Yeah,
And then there was
behind
this room with urine, and there was wine, and we took a sample, and then there's a thing with gray ash, and it was green ash, but it smelled like pumpkin pops, and then it made me smell like
I didn't want to think about it too much.
You hear another whistle sound. Woo! And all the children begin to rush up the stairs. Some of the other ones say, "Hurry up! You only got a few minutes left. Everybody through." Looks like there's 5 more kids maybe still waiting their turn to go through. And they're all trying to hurry up. The ones that have already finished are now trying to get their tools back together. They're getting ready to go back to their positions.
You guys, there is something not right about the
They're getting
Hoppsmillers.
vitamins, apparently. We talked to the little girl. She thought we were ghosts, which is understandable, I suppose. But she was fine. She was waiting for her friend, who is very like looking and neat and lives upstairs and comes down to play with her sometimes, but she hasn't seen her in a while. And then she said she had to go get her vitamins, which is where all those children are going.
But she seemed to have
It
no
sounds-
memory of who she was, which was the odd part. She named herself Shadow Girl, and I wonder if that's what the other little girl's been calling her.
Oh.
She doesn't remember her name.
Well, and
At
then that's a memory thing. And then Lindell had a memory thing over in the
Yeah.
room. So there's a memory thing going
Do
on.
you think, while they're getting back into their positions, do you think we could sneak over to the vitamin tube and take a closer look?
You.
Once they're done
Okay,
with it,
how-
do you think we could get over there?
would
How
be the
long have we
best
been
way?
invisible now, David?
I'd say it's been maybe about 15 minutes.
Okay, just checking. It's good to know.
How long
Yeah,
is
you've got some
invisibility last?
I think it's an hour, isn't it?
Okay.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So you've got about 45 minutes.
We'll say,
Hey, do you,
as I run the fastest, do you want me to pick like Lindell up or you or one of you? Maybe not Jen, you're quite tall. And we can go and investigate the vitamin.
sure. Should the others make it towards an exit somewhere in case we get caught? One of the doors or the tunnel?
I really want to go up that tunnel. I'm really curious about what's up there.
I think
I
we can
think
all
it's
make our
like-
way over to the tunnel.
Okay.
All right. So who's going where?
Lindell, you want to come with me to the
To go investigate
Lindell's
the tube.
not- She's not invisible though.
No, but I'm like super sneaky. She's like talking like off to the side as to where you is.
I'll go with you, Sofkeen.
Okay.
I'm invisible. We should go together.
Now, Lindell, something you could do with your boots of spider climbing, you could go across the ceiling if you want and inspect the tube from the top. That would be an option too. So as
yeah,
you
yeah,
is
yeah.
going along the ground, you go along the ceiling and meet. You know, that would be an option.
And is Water Walk still active? I ritual casted it like before we entered into the castle.
Probably not at this point. You've been through a
Just
bit
be-
since then.
Just so I don't slip on the water that's on the wall.
I'll say it's dry enough that you could probably meander over there. It'll just be difficult terrain.
Okay, so yeah, Linda will be like, okay, why don't you two go check out the tube thing? I'll go across the roof to the tunnel, and Jen and Xavier, where do you want to go?
We'll head to the tunnel as well. We'll meet you there, and then we can all
Wait,
go in.
the tunnel or the
Xavier,
tube?
The tunnel.
Okay,
That
so
means
Safkeen, Genevieve, and Lindell are all going to the tunnel?
No,
No, Safkeen and you are going to the tube.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
then the rest of
Xavier
us are
says,
tunnel.
I'll watch for problems.
Xavier, I think you should come
Wait.
with me, to be honest. I think I'd rather walk across with you, so we're all there to be able to go up the tunnel.
Yeah, we'll meet you guys at the tunnel.
I'm just going to refresh Blessings of the Trickster on Xavier.
Okay.
gonna be like,
So
maybe I
as
should
you
try
guys
to
make
sneak.
your way across the cavern to your various locations, I need you all to
Mhm.
roll stealth checks again. The children have now finished up and are going back to their posts, so I'm going to distribute them a little bit.
Okay, and I'm going with Soft Keen to investigate. Soft Keen.
Nat 20, so 23.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Very nice.
25.
Me too.
God.
Natural 20. Can I say?
Oh no!
Very nice.
yeah, Jenny.
Oops.
Look at us, super stealthy.
What do you want to say?
I was going to say, because Sufkeen can run faster than you can, she was going to suggest picking you up and then running with her to like save time.
Okay, yeah, you can try that if you
Don't mind.
want. It'll make your movement half.
Right. To carry somebody halves the
Mhm.
movement.
Or are we going to dash?
If you use your dash, it would just be your normal move speed.
Hmm.
If you would like to do that, you can.
Does you want to dash as well?
Or we can both.
My movement
we can
halved
both
is
dash.
So
Yeah, if you both dash, it's just double your movement speed per 6 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, we can dash across there quietly. Because I only got an 11 on my stealth, and I'm moving with a natural 20. So.
Did you roll with advantage?
No.
Roll with advantage because you're invisible.
Oh, I'm invisible. No, that was a 7, so it's still an 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, as the kids come back, none of them notice you. You guys easily make it across to your various locations. Go ahead and move your figurines.
Which way did we go, Sofkeen? Did we go across the top, or did we come in from the bottom? The top, I guess, because there's still people over here.
yeah, let's say.
So
Where
did we
am
come
I?
up in front of this door?
Oh my, can't find me. Yeah, or no,
Come
this
up
is.
here.
Wait, where am I?
If you'd like to pass in front of the door, maybe you could gain a little bit more knowledge as you pass in front of it.
Well, I think there's too many people over here. I think I'd have to go
I'm
up here. In front.
I'm very confused. Where's Sufkin?
You're down
You're
here.
over by
You're
barrels and
over here.
posts.
So I imagine we strafed up the back of this fence because nobody would see us, and then through this door, and then in front of this fancy door, because you said the kids steer clear of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the kids don't seem to go near it.
And then be back here behind the tube.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would roll. Can I roll investigation on the door when we pass
Sure.
it?
Go ahead.
Ha! 6. Unless Sofkeen's helping me.
It looks like a very ornate metal door, probably elven style.
My
Okay, probably
investigation is
Elven.
That's about
I
all you
roll for
get.
Yeah, no, I also got a 6. Nope. I see nothing.
Okay. Yep, it's an elven door.
Clever.
Okay, so you guys make it over to the tube. It does look like it's kind of constructed almost like a carnival ride, to maybe encourage the kids not to be afraid to go up there. But other than that, I mean, it's just a stairwell that leads to a tube. Inside the glass tube, you can see there's some kind of contraption coming from the ceiling that delivers whatever this stuff is these kids are ingesting. And then on the other side, there's just a gate that opens up with a little slide that goes down to the bottom. When you guys get over there, Annika, the girl from before, is finally done. She's the last one, and she slides down. And in her hand, would you like to try to get a closer look of what she's got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say you guys are both invisible. Just roll perception checks individually.
Perception check. I can't. I'm trying to get in my D&D Beyond. My computer's locked up. I think my perception's a +2. 18.
Okay.
Plus 2.
18 and Safkeen?
24.
24. Very nice. You guys both see what looks like a yellowish cube. Looks like it's made out of some kind of a chalky, buttery substance. And she looks down at it and then clutches her hand, which has this fingerless glove in it. And she slips it in her pocket. She looks around to see if anybody notices.
Oh, plus
And then
0.
she takes
16.
her hand. And then she takes her hand and goes, "Oh, okay, I'm coming back," she says to the older boy. The older boy doesn't seem to notice, and she rushes over beside him, and she kind of looks over her shoulder a little bit, and then puts a hand on her pocket as she goes back over toward the minecart.
Huh.
In watching...
Like, that kid's pretty cool. I like her.
Does you think that she could, invisibly walk up the stairs and enter this chamber and get a vitamin cube?
Looking up there, it looks like it only opens when somebody is on the platform. And once it opens and you go inside, the door shuts behind you. And then whenever you're done with whatever it is, the door opens for you to go down the slide and then shuts again. So those doors are shut right now. They're like bars that come down. So you can go up there and see if it'll activate for you.
Am I gonna lose my memory? There's a memory thing going on. I know Xavier would want one of those samples.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Lindell is definitely pulling on Xavier's cloak. Be like, send a message to you and remind her to get a sample.
He's over there just thinking real hard, pros and cons. I mean, I do like remembering what my name is.
It's really a lesser of two evils.
And I think they're putting urine in the wine.
Or the wine is urine.
And the cube was yellow. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Okay, so you stay put. Meanwhile, over at the tunnel, what do you guys want to do?
How high up is it?
Peering through the tunnel, it is dark about 15 feet in. So you can't really tell, but it does go up at an angle pretty sharply.
Oh, we can just, it's like ground level going up. It's not raised.
No, it's a ramp going upward. But you don't know how far, you can't really see. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
You do? Oh, okay, you can see 60 feet in the dark, into the dim light. It just looks like the tracks just keep going. Upward and upward.
Which
Kind of
is
at a
just like from the
40
top of
degree
the
angle.
tunnel looking in.
Nice upside down.
Yeah.
That's great.
When the others get back here, I think we should go up and see where it leads.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Should
Do you guys want to go
ahead,
Xavier,
or
why
should
don't
we wait for everyone?
I'll
wait
just
till they jump
go
on
right
the
now if you want.
Go ahead, Xavier.
Toodaloo, and he starts walking up the tunnel.
Just a minute, I'm coming.
He disappears about 60 feet in front at the extent of your dark vision and just continues walking.
Where is Annika right now? The kid? No, she's not Annika.
Shadow Girl right now is behind the boy. She is right here. The boy is leading her away now from that area, and they're heading back this direction towards the minecart.
Oh! I want to follow behind. Safkeen, come on!
What?
And I would like to attempt, while trying to beat them to the tunnel, I want to try and pickpocket her.
Okay, yeah, you get up right behind. I need you to roll a sleight of hand check.
I want to try and get the sample vitamin out of her pocket. Ooh. Can you guys see my character sheet?
Yep.
What gets added for sleight of hand?
+2.
Ooh, and I've 18 on the die, so it's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you go over to the little knitted pocket on the little girl's, vest thing. And, you reach inside and grab the little cube. It's about the size of a sugar cube, and you pull it out, and she just continues walking. And in your possession now, you have a mysterious, powdery, yellow cube.
Okay, I'm gonna scurry against the wall and come over by these guys by the tunnel. Where's Xavier? Oh wait, where's Xavier?
He's gone bad. I think we should go. Is Sofkeen with you?
I don't know. I can't see her.
I'm way over here.
I'm not updating myself on this map at all.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go up the mine tunnel?
Yeah.
Start to go.
And Lindell will climb along the surface of the roof of the tunnel.
Okay. All right. So the children go back to their duties, kind of distributing out again, picking up their wagons and the cranes, beginning to move more of the freight down the tunnel with these cranes. As you guys begin to head up the mine shaft, looking behind you, you can see that all of the faces of the children, whereas once they were kind of clear and there was more of a clarity to them, they're all starting to get this glazed look on their face, just kind of staring off into space while doing their chores.
Mind control.
And you continue up into the darkness. So who is, let's see, does anybody have a light source? Because if not, then some of you will be blind.
I cast light on my cup.
Okay. So I would say you'd probably go up a small ways with everyone until you're out of eye shot of the people below, and cast light on your cup. And when you do, you turn visible again.
Cool.
And you can see it looks like there is just a 40-degree slope with a minecart rails going up into the darkness.
So I can see myself again?
You can see yourself again. You still can't see Safkeen or Genevieve.
Mhm.
Lindell's up on the ceiling, and Xavier's way up at the very edge of your light.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry up to Xavier.
Okay, you guys all catch up to Xavier. Looks like this goes for quite a ways. I would hate to be in the way of something coming down, though.
Here, I'll hold up the sugar cube. This is what the kids are eating, or that they're forcing the kids to eat. Maybe you can analyze it later.
Do you think I should eat it?
No.
Well, what do you eat it? How
No.
are we gonna find out what it is?
Aren't you a chemist? Isn't this your whole job?
Can't you try it on your lizard? Don't you have a fire lizard or something?
How will we know if the lizard loses its memory?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to think on that. He looks up
We
again.
have to
at
find
the
a
guy
child
and
to experience.
continues.
No, we have that brute at the house. That guy that Lindell's paying. He could have a snack.
Clarence?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could give him some hazard pay and get him to try it.
He'll probably be happier if he loses some of his memory.
I might have to have
Specifically
him.
of us.
I might have to have him sign a release first, but this could work.
I'll include it in the contract when we get
Yeah.
back.
Maybe a little bit of experimentation in the contract.
Yeah,
We might,
yeah.
we might
Nothing
make him a
extreme,
favor.
just once a week.
Yeah.
Take a pill here, try and drink this, touch this creature,
Is it possible to not be standing on the tracks? Is there space on the sides a little bit?
Very little, but yes, there is some room on the sides. And that's a good point, because all of you begin to hear a rumble. And then you begin to feel the rock beneath you
Flatten out.
shaking a little bit. There is a light up in the distance, maybe about 300 feet, very dim, and it's coming towards you, getting brighter fast.
Lindell just bears down on the roof, just like good old.
Yeah, you flatten on the roof, the rest of you.
Yeah,
You all
Flatten against the wall.
get against the walls
Yeah.
as the rumbling gets very intense, and all of you kind of grip to the walls and squint your eyes as right past you, goes a minecart barreling downwards. It hits the bottom ramp at the bottom, and you can hear it come to a halt at the bottom.
Jeez. So this leads to whatever they're moving. I want to command, before I'm out of range, Krampus to fly back up the tunnel.
Okay.
And to perch inside this room with the kids so that later, if I need to, we could have eyes in there. And just to hide in there.
Okay.
Hide in the child room.
Yep, and Krampus does that. Are you going to look through Krampus's eyes or just keep him there?
Not right now. I don't,
All right.
just in case we have to come
Yep.
back later.
He finds a tall perch on a stalagmite somewhere and just kind of waits your next command.
Okay.
You don't get the sense that he's in danger currently. And you guys begin to resume your climb. Eventually, you can see daylight in the distance. You can see blue sky.
We're getting near the tower.
God.
You can also start to hear the faint buzzing of bees.
Oh, for
Uh-oh.
God's sake.
As you come to about 120 feet before the opening, you can start to smell the familiar smells of the Hoppsmiller meadery.
Ooh.
Oh, these bitches definitely know about the kids.
All of you emerge inside a little shady shack type of thing with the rails that come up and curl around. And as you peek around the corner, you can see the back of Count Zizonia, where he was the previous day, awaiting guests to come into the Mazerin exports. And you can see there is a minecart being loaded right now by one of the adult workers with barrels of mead, and begins to push it around the corner. And it picks up speed on its own, and then hits the incline where you guys are kind of inside the tunnel, and goes down the slope.
So wait, so aside from having children, are they doing any... Sorry, what?
So they make the meat up here, then they send it down there to be treated, and then it gets sent off. Is that what happens?
And that means
seems
these
to be
people definitely.
Definitely.
They definitely know that they're using children.
But besides
Children
using
workers.
children, are they actually doing anything bad?
I don't.
You guys overhear Count Zizonia begin to speak, and he says, don't discipline your child in front of the public. Take it inside. And you see the clerk with her doll-like black hair and her very starched clothing grips
the one with the neck tattoo?
elbow of her daughter and says, Annika, I have told you ghosts aren't real. Now get back inside.
Oh.
And she huffs and gives Count Zizonia a glare and then follows her daughter back inside.
Is this clerk the gal with the neck tattoo?
Yes.
Ah!
Sorry, where did they go with the child?
It looked like
Yeah.
the child was out in the yard with the barrels, and the mother had just pulled her by her elbow, disciplined her, and told her ghosts weren't real and to get back inside.
So wait, Annika is the little girl who is the neck tattoo lady's daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everyone back in the tunnel for a minute. I have something.
Back in the tunnel. Back in the tunnel.
Back in the tunnel. Back in the tunnel.
Guys, that little girl is mine girl's friend.
Is that the girl they were talking about?
Yeah, that's her.
Definitely.
Okay. Bear with me for a quick minute. I just had a brain blast. So these people are making mead using like memory altering stuff in it. What if this has something to do with the goop that the spirit naga was making and was putting into the water supply to control people's minds?
With the genie blood in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
What if they're
they-
refining genie blood into a substance?
Yeah, like into powder or something like that. Like, what if
But to what end? What's the purpose here? I
Yeah,
don't
why
understand.
would you want people to lose their memories?
Well, because
And
what
you can't-
happened is when we drank the Snow Peak Miracle Ale the first time, that's when our memories were kind of altered and we were trapped, right?
Mhm.
So they
Yeah.
could maybe
maybe
on a
they
larger
took-
scale.
Maybe they captured Juniper, and maybe Juniper's in this castle, and they're using the recipe that Juniper made to make their mead or wine or something like that similar.
But they would also need to have a genie, wouldn't they? Your genie?
Well, if
They have
they've got the
one.
hookah, they could use Vorteller, that's for sure.
But why would you want to give a population memory wiping mead?
What if they remember? Jenna had brought this up the other day. There's a battle going on, or some kind of behind the scenes between the Spiralia leaders and Teach, right? So what if these people are on one side of that battle?
And, they were able to completely control us. And so if they're only giving the memory altering mead to certain people, then they could poison their enemies without their enemies ever knowing that they've been taken control of. It doesn't mean they're giving it to everyone. But like, say they just sell it in the meaderies near the Congress or the Senate, and they're specifically targeting politicians and rich people. Yeah. I hate politics.
I hate politics.
It's awful. I really just prefer ghosts.
And me again on the map. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, can we copy her to go back down with us?
Wait, what? What's happening?
Genevieve,
me
we
again
have
on the
her,
map.
her token.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys are going back down the tunnel?
I think we
I
should. I
guess.
think we have to try that other door.
Well,
We need to
right
go
now,
deeper.
something's
other-
going to happen here. I'm just trying to find a name.
The only other
No!
tunnels that we haven't explored is the one that's like sealed. That's the only other avenue that we haven't explored.
Which,
Oh.
You hear Count Zazonia yell, "Nico, get out here!" Oh, God. Look what the cat dragged in, he says as he begins to walk over toward the well. The main gates of the meadery open up and a wagon rushes through. The horses kind of kick back. A man gets out of a carriage, a hunchbacked man with a heavy fur coat on, a grisly, deformed face, and he kind of hobbles over toward Count Zazonia. Nico comes rushing out of the front door and kind of straightens her outfit and comes and joins them here in the center of the square. You can't really overhear what they're talking about, but you can see that the hunched over man is looking at both of them, very deep stares in the eyes and pointing his finger. He's a little bit shorter than the two of them and points his finger upward. And they both stand at kind of an alarming attention in front of this figure.
Anybody recognize him? No?
Can anyone see, is that an illusion that he's wearing, or is that really the man?
Xavier's magic goggles?
Yeah,
Can he
Xavier,
look?
Can you see, is that an illusion with your Eldritch Magic sight?
DM?
Wait, what? With Xavier's sight, he can.
Yeah, so
His
Xavier
goggles.
has Eldritch sight, so he can cast Detect Magic at will. So I'm wondering if that grizzled old man,
Okay.
if he's actually a grizzled old man, or if perhaps there's some kind of illusion magic going on.
Okay, he uses his Eldritch sight. You see his eyes glow in kind of a greenish color, and he shakes his head no.
Okay. Should one of us maybe try to sneak up and hear what they're saying?
I mean, I can get a little bit closer if you'd like.
Yeah,
You're still
idiot.
invisible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been maybe a half an hour at this point.
Yeah, Jen, why don't you try to sneak up nice and close and see if you can hear what they're saying?
Okay, I'm willing to creep closer. Let's go. So I'm gonna
All
slowly come out of the
Go
tunnel
ahead.
and try to get a little closer.
Roll a stealth check with advantage
I give you
as you
guidance.
try
Wait,
to.
guide over here. Guidance over there. Guidance maybe over here. Guidance.
It's like
What does guidance do?
guidance.
For the next minute, so you can add 1d4. So you can either add it to your stealth check, or if you need to make a perception check. So you can pick one
No, I'm adding
check in the next minute for 1d4.
Okay, so I used it and I got a 1 with that d4. But I think my stealth is it's a 14 for that roll.
Okay,
And that's
so
with
you make your
advantage,
way
right? Because you're invisible.
I did.
Yeah, you make your way over out of the kind of shade of the shed, past some of the barrels, kind of creeping your way toward the fence. There's a bit of like hay and frozen ground that you have to navigate, and it does make a little bit of a crunching sound as you go over to that fence and kind of peer over the edge. You can hear the three people speaking at a little bit of a louder volume now, but you'll have to roll a perception check to see if you can hear what they're saying.
With pleasure. Math. 16 plus 9 is 25, right?
Woo!
Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
All right, so you hear Count Zazonia kind of grunt under his breath. Yes, Bastion. I don't know. I have not seen them. They went on this tour with your carriage man, Rajvan. And then Nico says, "Yes, sir, they have not caused any trouble. What is the trouble?" And he points his finger at both of them and says, "Now listen, those two cannot find out what we're up to. And he stops and looks towards the fence. What was that? Move, get out of the way. And you make out his face now. Like I said before, it's kind of a creepy, deformed face of a grizzled man that is maybe in his mid-50s. Doesn't look like a high elf, which is very strange. That these other high elves are seeing him in such a high esteem, I guess. Let me send you a picture of the person you see in Discord. Let's see here. Drag and drop. Ba-bum.
Oh,
So he's looking your direction now and
I
starts
don't
to
like
move
that.
closer.
Don't look
We need to be careful in case people we don't want to hear what we're up to could be eavesdropping. And he begins to move towards the fence around the backside. You now feel a bit more exposed despite being invisible. Do you want to stay put?
Nope, I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet back towards the tunnel and then try to get the rest of the way back in.
All right, when you Misty Step in, you now are visible when you appear on the other side, and you back quickly out of the shadows. You see
Why am I visible?
You see the older man because you cast a spell, right?
Oh, you can't cast 2 spells?
I think when you cast a spell, the invisibility drops.
Okay, I didn't know. That's good to know. Thanks.
Unless it says in the literature for the reaction that it doesn't. I think it will drop the invisibility. It's the person that is trying to find you doesn't notice you Misty Step away, but does lunge forward with his hands and kind of feels around on the fence. Maybe I'm being too paranoid. Now you two find out where they are. And he huffs and grunts and storms off back towards his carriage. The carriage quickly does a loop around the fire pit in the center of town, almost hitting Count Zazonia and Nico, and they kind of back up off the trail as it loops around and back out the gate, rushing back down the trail. His visits are getting ever more unpleasant every time he comes, wouldn't you say? Yes, I do not think this will be the best business venture in the coming months. I recommend that you find other opportunities just in case. Yes, perhaps you should do so yourself. And they begin to go back towards the Mazer and Exports building. What would you guys like to do? Okay.
Report back
Scuttle
to
down the tunnel.
happened.
All right, so you guys return back down the tunnel. Genevieve tells you the whole situation, what she experienced.
Oh my god.
The worst part was I think he knew I was there. I don't know how.
You could sense it.
Does anyone know that old man? Does that sound familiar to anyone?
That's a face he would
We're not from
remember, I
around
think.
here. Hmm.
Yeah.
But he
yeah.
made it clear that there's two of you. There's two of you. He doesn't want to know what's going on out of us. They're very concerned with our group. Which two?
Two?
Two of us.
Sofkeen and I aren't from around here. Genevieve, you're not from around here. Lindell's an orphan. Xavier, no one knows you exist.
Good
Xavier
point.
and Lindell are from here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but I'm from like a ways away. I'm from like 3 floors down.
From
Like, I'm
different islands.
Yeah.
You guys being able to see the torchlight at the bottom of the tunnel as you guys are talking and heading back down to the child labor operation underground.
Before we exit the tunnel, Safkeen's still invisible, but I can see you now, Jen. And we can see you as well. Before we exit the tunnel, what's our plan? Are we going to investigate the children area more, or should we just try to make a dash back into the tunnel that we came out of?
Yeah.
Can you see what's happening in the children's area right now?
Yeah. Can I look through Krampus and just see what the spread is? The child spread?
Yeah, it's about the same as it was when you left. Still hustle and bustle.
And there's still no adults there.
No.
And they all look glazed in the eyes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll come back to
Well,
myself.
if we know that,
Oh, that's all.
What was
if we
that?
know they're up to, should we shut down their operations? I mean, we could destroy their supplies easily before we leave. I mean, children aren't going to hurt us, are they?
Yeah, we could
Yeah,
like
if
set
we
fire to the
try
building.
Their things. We don't know what consequences we might be putting on those children, though. Like, they could get tortured for it. Like, if they get blamed. I don't know if we should meddle so much.
We still need to try to get into the fortress. Should we try the elven door?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
There's an
I
elven
was gonna
door?
try to
What elven door? What's an elven door?
You've walked right past it, Sofkeen.
Oh, that's an elven door. I just thought it was a door.
Oh, sorry.
Door.
It's
I was
elven.
thinking. I was
Okay.
thinking of sneaking back towards the door and investigating a bit more.
Something knows jack shit about any kind of anything like that.
If we wanted to cause a distraction, we could put out all the lights or something. Maybe we could go, I don't know, chuck all the torches down the hole. They all seem very glazed in the eyes. Not really paying attention to their surroundings.
They
As
didn't
you
hear us
guys-
coming.
As you guys get closer to the exit of the tunnel, are you going to stop or just keep going, or how far away are you going to stop?
Stop and plan.
Stop at the
and plan.
edge. Yeah.
Okay.
Look
All right.
at-
Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me if you'd like to remain stealthy in this location.
Yes.
Oh, goddamn.
I still can't see my stats.
Stealth for you is +2.
Thank you. 19 for me.
19. Okay. 21 and 18. 12.
21 for Lindell and a 20 for Xavier.
Got it. Okay. And Safkeen, how'd you do?
11.
11. You all see a little girl pop out, just her silhouette, and then pop back in again.
Does it look like Annika? Annika?
Yes.
Shadow Girl. Oh, Annika.
No,
not Shadow Girl.
Shadow Girl. Yeah. It's the little girl
Shadow
from
Girl.
before. She peeks her head back in again and says, "I see two of you. Who are you?"
Do you remember talking to me? You couldn't see me before, but here in the dark, you can see my ghost form.
She looks behind
I'm
her
Janica.
and then looks back up the tunnel and then back.
And I'm
And then
Saga.
she steps out in front and then kind of rushes in, jogging up to you guys. And she just kind of stands and looks up at you.
But they didn't speak to you before. The two that are speaking to you are still invisible.
Who are you guys?
We're friends. We just went up to see Annika, but her mom put her away in the inn. We couldn't get her to come out. I think
You're
there's
big
bad
people, like the Ascended people.
You're right,
sorry?
Annika. You're right, Shadow Girl. I think Annika's mom is an awful person.
Are you children that got Ascended too?
What do you mean by
What do you
ascended?
mean?
We go up the door. When we become big, we go up the door.
And you don't come
Which-
back?
No. It's an
Sucking and
honor.
look at Jen, and then just go.
The other big man comes to take the big ones away, and they become Ascended, and they don't come back.
How big are the big ones? Would you say?
And she puts her arm up as high as she can reach on her tiptoes.
Okay, fair. That was
Are they the big ones that are up with Annika? Those ones.
Who am I? She looks up at you with sad eyes and just kind of sits down cross-legged and looks at the ground.
Hey, kid,
Jen's
that
gonna
door?
put her arm on her.
She starts to sob a little bit.
Pat her head.
My
I
gosh,
don't
are we
know
stealing
who I
this
am.
child? Are we stealing this child right now?
I don't
Need to help
like
her.
what I have to do down there. It hurts my hands. And she holds out her hands, and you can see they're all blistered, and it looks like she's been doing hard labor.
Can anyone do cure wounds on her hands?
Oh, yeah.
I'll cast a healing word on her. I'll lean in to kiss her hands and do a healing word on her hands. Same time.
Aw.
Oh.
She looks at her hands and rubs them together. Thank you.
Oh.
I better get back.
High five.
They get
Well,
mean if I don't do my work.
try and give
But I don't
her-
like those yellow pills anymore. The vitamins, I don't like them. I stopped taking
I know what
them.
happened.
I hide them in my pot. Wait, where is it? Oh no. Maybe they know that I'm not taking them anymore. No.
They don't
They're
know.
gonna make me take them again. She starts crying again.
Shadow Girl, when you were taking them, what did they make you feel like? You remember?
I get fuzzy, and then when I can remember again, it's been a long time, and my body hurts.
I think you're a smart girl for not taking those weird looking vitamin things.
How do you feel about flesh golems and robots?
What's a robot?
All right. Here's what we gotta do, guys. We gotta grab this kid. We've gotta get to the elven door. Because we need to get out of here. They're gonna come looking for us. Two of us. We don't know which two.
No, I can't go through the door. I'm not big enough yet.
You're
You
But
can
you're
go
with all
with
these
us.
other
We're
big
big enough.
people. Yeah, we're huge.
we'll
I-
We're big Genevieve is.
Do you know the big bright blue thing? Big bright blue ceiling? Have you seen
sky?
it?
She better not
Yes,
be
of
talking about the
course.
sky.
The
Sky?
Then
It's so high up.
Does it have white things in it as well?
I went to the top. That's where I see Annika. She plays with me. I
think
want to
she's
be
talking-
there. I don't want to be here anymore.
She's definitely talking about the sky.
Oh my gosh.
That's so sad.
Who's still invisible?
Just Safkeen.
No.
Safkeen.
Safkeen. Safkeen.
Jen's not
I know it's gonna be
invisible
hard. She cast a spell.
missed
So
a
Jen.
Safkeen's the
Or
only one
Safkeen.
who's invis- So Lindell's gonna climb down the from the wall, and
Mhm.
she's gonna hold her divine symbol, and she's gonna try divine intervention to try to return this kid's memories to her.
Okay. So for divine intervention, I believe you roll a D100. Is that correct?
Yeah.
D100.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then
so
I
this
think
is-
you have to
this
get
is-
below. Is it
I
your
have to get below my level, so I have
your
to
level?
get
That's right.
equal
and
to or
10 or
lower than
below?
your cleric level. So I have to get 10 or below on
Okay.
this roll.
Okay.
For
So
it to
go
be
ahead and
successful.
roll.
So it's a really low chance that's going to happen, but I just want to try it.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10. Not 0 because that's 100.
Yeah.
You have 100-sided die?
53.
So you clutch your
Oh.
symbol and you begin to focus, but in this hellhole beneath the earth, you just cannot seem to reach the Spriggan.
I could, and Lindell looks like with a very puppy dog eye, and she's like, I could try modify memory to try to return her memories to her.
Doesn't that change people's memories to what you want them to be?
Does, but there's lots of things that I can do with it. I don't know if it would work.
Is it going to traumatize her?
But what about all my friends?
We need to help all these children.
I
What?
really think we need to fix the problem. I mean, if we just take her with us, then the other children could be chastised or punished or something like that for her escaping.
Listen, I haven't taken the yellow things in 3 days. And I think I could maybe do one more without getting caught. Would that be enough time for you to help us?
Yes, you're a very good girl. You're very smart, and you're doing very good. Keep not taking the vitamins, and we'll be back for you. But you need to pretend like you are taking the vitamins, okay? So they don't suspect anything. Can you do that for
Okay,
us?
I can do that.
And she
Will I
kinda,
get
like,
to
wipes
see
her
Annika
tears
again?
away. We'll do everything we can to make sure that happens.
Okay. Who are you? You look like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
kid too.
I know, right?
Oh.
My name's Lindell. I'm something called a halfling, which means I look small for a long time. But really, if you just think
Lindell.
of me,
I like that name. Can I have that name too?
sure.
Oh.
Would you like to be called Lindell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, tell you what, it'll be our little secret, though. Okay.
Okay.
And just so we don't get
Lindell,
confused, can we call her Chibi Lan or something? Just so we don't mess this up.
Yeah.
What about Lynn?
kind of important.
Lynn? Would you be okay being called Lynn?
I like Lynn. That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, Lynn. It
I'm
is.
Lynn.
And when we see you again, I'll probably be visible so you can see my pink hair. I'm the only
It's
one.
okay if you're
Oh my
really a
God.
ghost. I don't mind.
I'm not really a ghost.
This is touching and everything, but Safkeen, I'm gonna reach over where her mouth is, just try to grab at her. Before you become uninvisible, I need you to go over and check that damn door.
Yeah, you've got about 15
Okay.
minutes at this point.
Yeah, we have to go now.
You have to tell me.
What?
Oh,
Tell you what.
What do you
No,
need to
Safkeen-
know?
She's now just saying, "What do you want me to look at with the door?"
Why don't
I
you
can
just
come
see if
with
we can
you.
open it?
I can
You're
come
not
with you,
visible.
Safkeen, too. We can
Oh my God.
go together and we can go investigate the door.
I better get
Lindell.
back. Maybe I can go. I can distract the boy by the crane. Would that help?
Mm-hmm.
That would be
But other
perfect.
than that, you got to pretend like you're taking the vitamins for now, okay?
Okay, I can
There,
do it.
That's a good girl.
Um,
You're very brave.
You can
Lindell.
be an honorary member of our group.
Okay.
We're like heroes. You can be a hero like us.
Yeah. Okay, I better go back. I'll go distract him, but he likes to yell at me, so don't take too long.
We'll be quick.
Okay. And she turns around and rushes back down and walks past the minecart. And you can see her wave at the little boy. And she runs up and starts talking to him. And he has kind of a mean grin on his face and starts to yell at her and berate her. She just kind of like squints and nods at him. So he's distracted for the moment.
Sufkeen's just gonna
Okay, come on, let's go.
dash. Like he's gonna dash to this door.
Lindell,
like,
wait.
Okay.
Come here.
like 30 seconds. Like she's just like,
I'm gonna grab a hold of Lindell's hand. And while Safkeen is out there running because we can't see her ways, I'm gonna cast invisibility on Lindell and myself.
Wait.
At the side.
Don't cast invisibility. If you cast it again, Safkeen will become visible, and she's already out there.
Oh, shoot, she's too fast.
It's okay. I'm okay with my hood. I'll just pull my hood up and I'll follow her. I'll be right back. It'll be okay.
Ciao.
Just keep concentrating on Safkeen's invisibility. I'll be right back.
Okay. So
That would have been awkward.
you dash very quickly towards the elven door. Roll a stealth check with advantage for me.
Guys are being so slow. Okay. Oh, 15.
15. You are moving very fast and kicking up a little bit of dust behind you, but the children don't seem to know as you rush past the little boy berating the little girl, now named Lynn. And you make your way over to the steps of the elven
I
door.
can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Hello?
That would be confirmation, I think.
Oh, okay.
There she
There we go.
All right. Meanwhile, Genevieve, are you doing anything or just staying put?
I'm staying put. Right, we're watching them.
And Lindell?
What's the distance? Is the
I don't know if the ruler's correct. It's pretty close, I think. Yeah, about 90 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Yeah, about 90 feet. The ruler's pretty accurate.
so we can think about spells if something goes wrong that's within 90 feet.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Lindell's got her hood up and she's slowly, like she's not as fast as Safkeen for sure, but she's ducking and weaving to get
Bobbing and weaving
away
past
to
the children. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. A non-invisible stealth check.
Yeah. Her cloak gives her lots of advantages.
Yeah, you're fine.
27.
You actually duck
No.
underneath that weird contraption and find some loose places to kind of jungle gym your way through. And pretty soon you're right behind Safkeen, behind the big boulder. Right about there. Safkeen, can you hear me again?
Yes, no, I can
All
hear
right.
you. Sorry.
So you're on the metal door now that's very intricately carved. It looks like there are two halves that kind of work into the filigree of the frame. There are two ornate twisted handles on either side. Would you like to try the handle?
Yeah, is there anything else around it? Like any writing or anything at all? Or is
Nope.
it just like...
It's all just
Oh.
nondescript designed.
Okay. Then yes, Safkeen will try a door.
All right. You reach for the handle and turn it.
Like very carefully. Like,
It opens in.
moving.
And on the inside, you can see the edge of what looks like a Persian rug on a tiled floor.
Safkeen will look at Lindell and hiss, "Should I go in?"
On the count of 3, we'll both go in, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right. You guys both go through the door and shut it behind you. You are inside a small chamber. It looks like the stone carved wall behind you kind of turns into more of an intentionally architectural, like block style chamber that has a big metal shaft in it that leads upward with a lift inside and a big lever on the wall. It says "up" in common at the top.
Up.
There is a gate in front of this this kind of square platform, and it is fenced off on all four sides. It leads up into the ceiling. There's a Persian rug on the floor and a couple of barrels of wine against the wall.
Go up.
Well, I mean, let's take a quick peek around here. Maybe there's some kind of other traps or writings or anything like that. Can you see anything other than maybe there's something hidden under the wine barrels or under the rug or something?
Okay. Should I roll an investigate roll?
Okay, go ahead and roll for investigation.
With
Investigate.
guidance and help for advantage.
Oh, yay. Maybe I don't know if I should be the one making the roll.
My investigation is +0, so if you have anything better than that.
I don't. Actually, mine is minus. So
Minus what? Okay, should I
my
roll
God.
then?
investigate.
If you like,
So-
I'll roll. I can roll.
Go ahead.
I mean, I got a
Okay, I'll
14.
roll. Oh, sorry.
This is why you investigate with the +8.
Exactly.
You got a 14, and Lindell got a 15.
So I didn't add
17.
my thing.
17.
You only find what I described, but you do gather that this is some kind of a lift device, and it looks like the lift is up at the ceiling currently. In the bottom, the platform is just the tiled floor, so it looks like you'll have to pull that lever to make the floor come down.
Are any of the wine casks spigoted, or are they all
Yeah.
sealed?
No, they're all spigoted.
Can I take a sample of this wine as well?
Sure. Yeah, you go over to one of them. It just looks like wine coming out as it fills up one of the test tubes you got from Xavier.
While they're in there, you wants to command Krampus to keep eyes on Chibi Lynn.
Okay. Yeah, Krampus is
She's
keeping
gonna
watch on her.
shadow wherever she goes. Krampus is
Mhm.
gonna shadow Chibi Lynn.
Got it. All right.
Well, what do you
And
think
are
that
the rest
needs to
of
be
you going to
tried
make your
on?
way over to the Elven door or stay put?
There's, I mean, I would head over there because these are the closest people to us, right? These two guys down here.
Yeah, and she's running interference still, but it seems like his patience is wearing out.
Okay.
He keeps telling her to return to her post.
You
Do we
would-
need to be discreet? They seem scared of the door. I can teleport us over there. It's just going to make a boom.
Oh, wait, I think we can just sneak over there. Sneak, maybe.
If you go behind the minecart, it gives a decent cover from that child. There is a child that's standing at the edge on two different locations, looking over the edge, making sure that the cranes are lowering into the hole and not hitting the sides.
We may still need to exit through the space later, and we might need to steal some of these children as witnesses if we need to go to the authorities.
Okay. Well, let's sneak.
So I'm gonna sneak with Xavier.
Okay. Yeah, you guys hug the walls. Go ahead and roll stealth check. And Lindell, will you roll for Xavier?
Absolutely.
And Genevieve, are you staying
Xavier, go
behind or
ahead.
going?
I'm doing with them.
All right, very good. So we've got 11, 17, and
9.
a 9. Okay, let's see here. None of them notice.
Hey.
As you guys sneak behind,
They are drugged. They are drugged children. So
you do trip on the slide and kind of tumble over it into the dirt as you guys are making your way over. You stand up quickly and brush yourself off, looking around. No one seems to
it's
notice.
fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
You guys make your way over to the elven door and slip inside unnoticed. When the door opens, it kind of pushes Lindell and Safkeen inside.
whenever we slip in, can I close my eyes and command Krampus to swoop down over that mean kid's head and distract him away?
Yeah. And looking through Krampus's eyes, you can see a scared little boy going like this with these two talons,
Full-size falcon in
talons,
his face.
and out of the corner of Krampus's eye, you see a little girl rush back over.
Okay. Then Krampus will go hide up in the stalagmites again.
Damn bird!
Mhm.
Very good. Okay, so you guys are
My
now
dad's
in
calling
this
me. I have to.
elevator chamber. What would you like to do?
Head on up.
Okay,
I mean, the
so
upgrade
who's gonna pull the lever?
Pull the lever!
Wrong.
Xavier takes his goggles and puts them on.
Lever.
He gets a grin, takes out 2 rubber gloves, and he walks over to the lever and grabs it and thrusts it down. And you hear the gears start to move and whir up, and the platform lowers down. The gate opens up, and you can see there's a metal platform on the inside with a little rug, and there are these gears on these 4 pillars made out of metal that go up into the ceiling. And up above, you can see there is a tiled like stone ceiling up above, maybe about 60 feet up, but it's pretty dark.
Before we all go on the platform up, if the upstairs is like this and the door opens and all of a sudden there's a group of people in there, then we're kind of stuck. So what if perhaps either Safkeen goes up by herself so that we can see if the next room is empty, or maybe should I climb up the shaft and look? Just because I would hate for us to go up and then all of a sudden be in a room full of people. That would be rather awkward, wouldn't it?
You can roll a perception check to see if there are any people talking above.
Oh.
See what you can hear.
Remember, we're lost on a tour. It's fine.
Yeah, we're just looking for the bathroom. We've been all over the place. It's like this whole island. There's no bathrooms anywhere. How do you guys do it? Well, you go in the wine, obviously.
You.
That's how I tied up the plot hole that there's no bathrooms.
It works.
They're all in on it. Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Gross. So gross.
I got
Soylent has a new meaning.
perception.
All right, so perception check. How'd you do? 8? Yeah, you don't hear anything. It's quiet.
Can I make a perception check?
Yes, you may. Safkeen helps out. You can use your sonar ability if you'd like.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
out. I mean, I did get a
That'd be
22 on my
perfect.
perception, but maybe I should use my key, my key radar.
Will you remind me how long that lasts?
It lasts.
I wrote it, but I don't remember.
An Aldi Riesling?
Flatland Brewhouse? Definitely not Hoppsmiller Meadery.
No. Nice $6 wine.
I think it's a
Your
minute.
$6 Flatland Brewhouse ale.
God, I hope Aldi's not peeing in the wine.
Okay,
Yeah.
Safkeen?
It's a minute.
A minute. Okay. Yep. So you want to activate your sonar ability?
Cool.
All right. So you concentrate, and using your key, you send out waves of sonar energy that bounce back to you. When they bounce off the ceiling, you get a little bit of a residual off the inside of the room. It's a very small chamber, and it's filled with what feels like more barrels. It looks like just a hallway of some sort, and you don't ping off of any humanoid shapes.
Okay. It's within a 60-foot radius, so like. Does that
So it hits the
cover-
ceiling and kind of bounces off a little bit. So you get that it's a narrow space, like a cellar.
Up.
Yep.
That is. Yeah.
Up,
Okay.
up, and then across.
Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anyone up there. It's just barrels and like a narrow corridor. You want me to go
Have I
up?
told you yet how really, really cool that ability is?
Huh.
It makes
No.
sense for a Triton to have something like that, right?
Thank you.
It's really, really, really cool.
Especially a
Put that out
Triton
there.
monk.
Dolphin.
I think a Triton monk, you should have like a detect life type of thing with sonar, I think. Or like
Right.
moving objects. You'd be able to like see it with your key like a bat. It makes sense for a Triton monk for some reason.
Yeah. I like to think of it like a dolphin. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, other than you guys, you don't sense any movement up in that upper chamber.
You want me to go up and see if I can see more?
Well, if you're sure there's no one up there, we could all just go up together.
That's true. Shall we do that?
Jen's already in the elevator waiting.
Okay, yeah, Xavier's in there too. Xavier puts on his goggles again.
Come on.
There's another lever. There's another lever inside the elevator that is switched down, and he puts his goggles back on and says, "All aboard."
Let's go.
I'm on there.
All right. He goes and thrusts it up, and the gate shuts. And all of a sudden, the gears start to function again, and it lifts you all up on the elevator together. All right, let's see if this works. I hope it doesn't reveal everything. So suspend your disbelief for a minute.
Reveal everything.
No.
Yes.
All right, I think it goes to this. I don't know if I did it right.
Look at my screen.
Oh, I did it right.
Reveal
Awesome. Okay.
I like this tiny little room.
Yes. So over on the right-hand side, there is all of you guys on an elevator. And yes, I did predict this. That's so great when it actually works out the way you think it will. Okay. So all of you guys are packed into this elevator, looking through a gate on the other side when it clanks to a stop. And there is a small kind of cellar room through the fence that opens up. There's a couple of rugs on the ground, and it looks like some nice reserve meads and wines that are kept in a wine cellar with a door at the very end, a wooden door.
Okay.
Before we start this crawl, can we take like a 10-minute break? I need my computer. The only thing that works on it right now is Discord. And so I need to do a restart.
I could use a fresh cup of tea.
All right, let's do that.
I'm not looking.
All right, so you guys hunt around, and you found a pouch of gold with 20 pieces inside.
Ooh.
Otherwise, it's just what looks like fine reserved wines and meads that are stashed in a cellar.
Who's gonna hold on to that gold pouch?
Linda will, because she's
Got
got
the
hand.
coffers. Just
Oh my gosh.
This is I'm not gonna argue. Okay.
All right, so trudging forward, who would like to try the door?
Can I check and see if it's trapped?
Yes, you may. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Guidance and help.
Investigation.
I rolled a natural 20 plus 8, it's 28, and then guidance is another 4. 30.
You
The
go,
most
you
wasted
go
30 I've
all around.
ever had.
You go through every little crack in this door, every crack. Is anything invisible? Is it magic? And then you're disappointed when you find out, oh, it's just an unlocked
it's
door.
It's just a normal fucking
It's
unlocked door. What a wasted 30. All right, guys, it's totally safe.
All right, so you're going to open the door, you?
Yes.
All right.
And I'm going to shine my light through
All
the
right. Very
Bam.
good. You shine your light through, and I'm going to move you guys down
Oh.
here.
Yeah, where's my token?
I'm moving you. Don't worry.
Oh.
All right. You guys all move into a large hall.
Ooh.
It looks like a banquet hall. It is gigantic, and there is a stage on the right
Ooh.
with a throne at the head of a main table. There's a door behind the throne. And there is a sunken in with stairs leading down banquet hall that seats maybe about a dozen, and it looks like it's table settings for like dignitaries. The table is clear; it's just got candelabras on it. There are fire pits that are strewn about the room, and there is also electric lights on the walls. Every once in a while, there is a statue of a prominent figure in front of a stained glass window, and there are windows kind of around the outside of this chamber, and rugs and other tapestries. It looks like at the far end, in the darkness, you can see 3 doorways. And then to your right, there are 3 more doorways, one up on top behind the throne, another one just around the corner from you guys, and one across the way. But there are no people.
What bougie bullshit is this?
What the heck?
You figure you're probably inside the castle at this point.
I want to go look at the throne.
Yeah, 100%. That's where I was going. 100%.
Yeah, you guys go up and look. It looks like kind of an old traditional style throne. It's definitely of elven carved design. And you figure this is for whoever the most prominent figure of the castle. This is where they would sit for, banquets involving dignitaries or guests, or you're not really sure.
Lindell, I just want you to know, since these people are enslaving children, I give you permission as a hero of Seon to steal everything that you can carry. Really, just go nuts. Stuff those pockets.
I'm so excited!
No judgment.
What is within arm's reach as soon as she says that?
There are candelabra set up on each of the tables.
Fuck
They look like they're made of silver.
In the haversack.
You do your darndest to shove a giant candelabra inside the haversack. It doesn't really fit well. It's kind of sticking out. But sure, add a silver candelabra to your inventory. We'll say it's worth 50 silver pieces.
Okay.
Well, there's the throne. Can I look at the stained windows?
Yeah, the stained glass windows don't appear to have any iconography on them. They're very geometric in pattern. Some of them have more elven kind of flair to them.
I thought you said that there were pictures of historical figures on them. That's why
there are statues in front. So you can see that behind the throne itself, there are 2 inset into the wall. One is holding a book. One has an arm outstretched. There is a more stoic figure, a little bit larger and more dwarven looking in design, over by this window, and also down at the far end there are 2 more flanking one another, down here and here. So it looks like a total of 5 statues.
I'd like to look at the book the one is holding and see if there's anything carved into it, any words inside the book.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. And then I'll stop doing things for some moments. So 14 plus 10?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any writing that's descript in the book. It's just kind of carved in to look like there's writing. But at the base of the statue, you do see there is a placard. And in Elven, which I think you read.
Sure do.
All right. It says, hang on just one second. Family trees. Okay. This one says here. It is a woman, and her name is Emmeline Hoppsmiller. And it looks like the date that she died was roughly 50 years ago.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. On the other side, the other statue, if you glance across, the one with the arm outstretched, is Broderick Hoppsmiller. And you notice that these are a little bit finer carved, very lifelike, life size, good, descriptions of the face, kind of. And Broderick died about 70 years prior to the current date.
That name sounds super familiar. Why does that name sound so familiar?
And Broderick and Emmedine Hoppsmiller.
I mean, we've been meeting Hoppsmillers for days.
And I can show you what the images of their faces look like.
But Broderick specifically sounds super familiar.
Okay, here is Broderick Hoppsmiller.
Isn't he? Wait, is he Mildred's brother?
And here is Emmedine Hoppsmiller.
Something like that. Yes.
Yes, you notice in comparison, Broderick does look a little bit more like a dark elf.
Oh.
Has a little bit more squarish features, more of a sunken brow, pointier ears, and paler features, even though it's stone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
with value.
features that resemble a little bit more of a dark elf.
Interesting. Light and dark.
Okay.
Do you want to investigate the other statues as well? I'll let you use
the dwarvish one in particular. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to go on.
Yeah, this one right here is. Hang on, just a second. Okay. Okay. This one is a female figure, and in Elvish it says Anna Palin, and Anna Palin died roughly 200 years prior. And it looks like she is wearing some kind of battle outfit. So perhaps she was an ancestor that was involved in some kind of warfare. And then down at the ends are Michael Palin and Gregory Palin, not the Python. And I will show you what they look like. Here is Anna Palin. And her features are much more tribal looking.
Ooh.
And Michael Palin. Young lad, looks kind of like he has dark features as well. And then Gregory Palin. And Gregory looks like very classic high elf. Very beautiful, handsome man. And he is also wearing gilded armor. And any of you that know anything about the history of the founders, the Palins are one of the founding families of Spiralia.
Okay. And so you said there's a door down behind the throne?
Yes, there is.
I'll walk down there and check that door for any traps or anything.
All right, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Don't need another 30. 16.
16. It does not appear to be trapped, although it is locked.
Locked. Okay, are there any other doors?
Yeah, there's plenty of doors. There's two on either side of the stage, one here and one here. And then way at the other end of the hall, there are 3 doors.
Guess I'll start checking doors.
Okay, the one... Which one? This one?
Yeah, this one.
It's not locked, and it doesn't appear to be trapped. I'm letting you use the same roll.
Thank you.
This one is locked, does not appear to be trapped.
Okay.
And then down at the other end of the hall, this one here is not locked, not trapped. And these 2 down here, not locked, not trapped. The only ones that are locked are the one behind the throne and the one over here.
Can Lindell,
none of them appear to be trapped.
while Jen's looking at the statues and Yu's looking at doors, can Lindell just make a general sweep for anything pocketable?
Investigation.
Just like
Yep. Go ahead and do your investigation check, and I'll tell you what you find.
Anything I can fit in my pockets.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give myself guidance as I'm doing this.
Nice roll.
Natural 20! Plus 4 for 24!
All right, very good. You managed to scrounge up from the base of some of these statues some donations that have been left, offerings. You also find some loose change in the cracks of the tiles underneath the table. You managed to scrape together 30 pieces of gold.
Is there any I'm looking also for mementos, like little spoons or
No, everything is pretty large and opulent, unless you wanted to, break pieces off of chandeliers and stuff and candelabras. That's pretty much it. Or tear corners off of giant rugs.
Can I take the foot off one of the tables? Screw it off of the table
You go to screw off a table or a table leg. Those table legs are hardcore. That whole thing is made out of hardwood.
The adjuster end, when you adjust the table. I just want
There
that
is
little
no
piece
adjuster end. This table looks like it weighs about 2,000 pounds.
What about the little foot on the chair that makes it so it doesn't make a mark on hardwood? Just like that little bit on the bottom.
Well, it's actually tiled beneath these chairs, and it doesn't look like there's any kind of caps on the chair legs. It's all just nicely carved wood, elven in
You just hear
design.
sounds of frustration coming from Lindell.
Yeah, unfortunately there's not a whole lot in this room.
Which doors are locked at the bottom?
None of them, and none of them are trapped.
Okay, so it's just these two at the top that are locked.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, your X's.
Okay. I want to look behind me while Lindell's struggling, make sure everything's kind of quiet, and then gently open this door and just try to peek through.
That door? All right. Go ahead and move your torch just past that door.
Oh, where's my torch? Okay.
So you peek through. Can you see?
Yeah. This is so cool.
It's just a long hallway that is has like a stone floor and stone walls. It looks like there is archery gear and some bridles and horse gear as well. All very clean and well kept. And at the end of this long room, there is a door on each the left and the right.
These are doors. Guys, there's more doors through here. This place is huge.
Well, we saw from the outside. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. While they're looking around, you'll just go check these doors.
Okay. So you're going to leave the light in there for them. Yeah, you check.
Well, they can see, right? Aren't I the only one that can't see?
If the torch is in there, then they can see.
I can see.
I just mean their characters can see. I'm the only character that needs light.
Right.
Oh, Lindell needs light too, but she's
okay.
She's using her own light.
Okay.
Yeah, she would have Kumo lit if it was dark in here.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for these two doors.
Okay. 14 plus 8, 24.
24. The door on the right is locked.
This one? Okay.
It is not trapped. And the door on the left is unlocked. And not trapped.
Oh. It won't let me put X's in here.
I can see them on my screen.
I can see them.
Hang on. Stop putting them there for a minute.
Oh.
If you move the torch in, it might show them to you.
Oh.
Because of the fog of war. Because of the fog of war, anything that's in there that you mark, you won't be able to see unless there's light on it.
Unless the torch. Okay.
Right, because it's like you're not there, so you can't see what's happening behind the scenes. So I can move enemies into rooms while you guys are in other rooms. It'll show you a gray outline, but when you go back into that room, there could be people waiting, and you wouldn't know until you check.
Okay.
That's cool. That's a great thing.
Right, I was really happy they added it. It's just very hard to use.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll figure it out one of these days. Okay, so yeah, where would you like to go next?
I would just peek through this door quietly, stealthily.
Go ahead and put the torch on the other side.
Oh.
It opens up into a courtyard, and on the right side there is a massive tower. You are underneath the ceiling, and there is a colonnade that connects an upper floor. But you're in kind of a little garden with 2 fountains and a path that leads across to another door, and then it takes a T and goes to a door that's on the outside of this large tower.
Are these gravestones?
No, those are pillars that are holding up the ceiling above you.
Okay, like a colonnade. Okay.
And you can see the other side of the stained glass from the hall.
Oh, yeah, like here. I gotcha.
And looking through, you can see Genevieve inspecting one of the statues on the other side. And you guys wave at each other.
I'm right there. Hey.
Okay, I would not go by myself out here though. So
Okay.
I'd come back in here.
Yep.
Walk back in here with you guys. Tell you what I saw. There's a way
Oh,
out.
I know. I
over
saw
here.
you.
Yeah, I saw you too. Should we
What's
check where
that
these other
mean
doors
doing?
go? We have a way outside.
I mean, Safkeen, what do you think? You haven't said much in this room.
No, Safkeen's just kind of been wandering around, just like touching things and like trailing her fingers across stuff. He's not like investigating anything because her investigation is shit. So she's been leaving that to you guys. She's not gonna try to investigate anything. Yeah, she'll just kind of be. Is she invisible still?
No, it's worn off at this point.
Oh.
Okay.
That's dropped.
We'll say you just appear next to the door, back to the way out, down to that deep cellar area, and you're just kind of leaning against the wall, and that's when people notice that you're not really looking around. You're just standing there, but you're visible again.
Okay. No, she's
there
wandering
must be-
around. She's not like looking at anything. Like she's not like picking things up, or she's just kind of wandering around, just like.
I would say, Safkeen, you have a weird sense of nostalgia being in this castle.
She's a bit like well, not
It's a little
funky,
off-putting.
Yeah. So she's not really like engaging with anything.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
just
talk
kind of
about
zoned
something,
out.
you're kind of like, what? Huh? What? Huh? Did you say something? Sorry, I wasn't.
Yeah, just
There's
wondering if
a
you're
lot.
doing okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. This room it's very crowded. Yeah. Right.
Do we hear like an echo of her voice as she says crowded?
There's enough tapestries and rugs in this room that it absorbs the sound a little bit. There's a slight echo.
She'll sort of wander over to everyone else and be like, "Did you find anything?"
Should we be worried about an army of teenagers? If all those kids, when they grow up, pushed up here?
I mean, I feel like they've, I don't know, been ritually sacrificed. So
Oh,
It's
Jen,
bleak.
what
That's
did
good.
you
You
find?
could
You were
bring it
looking at the statues.
well, where else would they go? This is all it leads to, right?
true. But it leads to the elaborate estate. So, I mean, we see the connection. The Hoppsmillers are obviously aware if they have this contraption built in. This is something they're involved in. And the lineage of their family is all played out here.
I just wonder what they do with the older children.
Mm.
What use would they have for them? More than being wine, child labor. Or
Maybe they gave them the name Hoppsmiller, and that's why we're meeting so many of them.
While they're talking, use just opening doors, baby.
All right, kick open another door. All right, so which one do you want to try next?
Okay.
Is this one? Does this one open?
It's open. It's not locked. So
Okay,
you
wait a
open it
minute.
up
I'm
and
keeping track. This
go ahead and
is
cross through.
Carefully.
Yeah, if you want to be
This is
stealthy, you
left.
roll a stealth check.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Left
doing
wall.
everything quietly.
Okay,
That's an 11.
11. Okay, this stealth check will last a little while.
Oh no.
You're a little noisy. You're just frustrated. You just swing open the door.
Okay.
Not too careful. It opens up into a giant library. Looks like there is a platform across the way with more stained glass up above with bookshelves all over. There's a central fireplace on a column with fireplaces aiming in all directions. There's rugs and chairs and tables about. It's a really nice space, and it smells like books. To a wizard, it's like being home.
I'm gonna start stuffing random books into my pockets. Not even looking at titles.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
I just yell back into the other room. If you were gonna hide a hookah, where would you hide a hookah? 25 for the investigation.
All right, I'm going to say you find 3 spell scrolls that are hidden amongst the books, and I'm going to roll for them randomly later.
Okay.
All right. So just mark down that you found 3 spell scrolls.
Nice. And if they're wizard spells, you can add them to your spell book. That's so cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a pretty big hall, but it's a giant library. So you take about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes in there, just rummaging through things, throwing books on the floor. You're not being too quiet with an 11 stealth check. So eventually you make your way back into the hall with kind of a crazed look on your face. Wide, bloodshot eyes.
Did you find some bones in there, you?
No bones, just books. Come on, guys, we need to look for a hookah. Bust this door open.
I'm going to say you also find 50 gold worth of fine incense.
Oh, I got incense
And-
stuffed in my pockets.
And a
You're
few
keeping track
reams
of all
of
this,
parchment.
right, Zeta?
Huh?
You're writing this all down, right?
Yeah, I'm putting in my D&D Beyond.
So you got a few reams of parchment, 50 gold worth of fine incense, and then 3 spell scrolls. Because you had a really good roll.
Hey,
50
you?
gold worth. How many quantities is that?
I think 100. Most spells call for 100, so it'd be about half of one use. I think. It really depends on the spell. Some call for more.
Oh, they won't let me put in a half, David.
What
Let me put
are
in one bundle.
Does it come in 100 gold increments? I'm not really sure on that.
It doesn't say block of
boy.
incense. I'm just gonna put in one increment.
Yeah, just put 1 block of incense. That's fine.
Okay. All right.
It's nice stuff. It's nice incense. The kind that a
Hey,
wizard.
you
Yes.
know about magic and stuff, right? What if we what happens if it's a hookah but not a hookah? Are there things you can do to like disguise objects?
I mean, I can't do that thing, but not more powerful. I'm very powerful. A more tricksy wizard.
An illusionist.
An illusionist with no morals could possibly do that thing.
Ooh, I can maybe do something to find out about it. It'll take me about 10 minutes, though.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, I'm still afraid to look for to cast locate object, because if it's behind lead, it's behind lead.
Yeah. Lynn, I'll start ritual casting detect magic.
Right.
Okay. So you take 11 minutes to ritually cast while you goes through the library. If you want to kick open that door down there, go ahead.
Let's do it at the same time, you.
It's a small chamber. Just looks like a.
Over, Jen.
Yeah. So
Another one. I wanted to open both
go
doors
ahead.
at the same time.
Go ahead and go
Okay.
back and through the other door as well with the torch. They're identical rooms. They're little antechambers that lead
There
to
you
the
go,
hall
Jen.
from somewhere. There's just a door across the way.
I'm in the darkness. That's okay.
Where did you go?
Move the
Into
torch,
the darkness.
Jen.
I went
Move the torch.
Oh,
Hello.
There, I
Bam.
moved the torch.
okay.
So they're identical rooms that lead into the hall. It just looks like there's a door on the other side.
Okay.
You guys want to do it identical same time again?
Let's do it.
All
okay,
right.
she goes through. We don't have two
Yep.
torches
Check
though.
that the
That's
door is
okay.
locked.
You guys both burst through into
Oh.
the same room on opposite sides and look across into the main chamber at each other. It looks like in the wall, there is another one of those kind of fence gate type things that leads to another elevator shaft. And then there is a large structure in the center of this room that looks like there's staircases that lead up to an upper floor. And in this main chamber, there are pillars and stained glass windows. There's one more door right next to you, and then a front entrance down at the end. Yep. And there's a staircase that leads up to a landing and then spirals up to an upper floor on either side.
Rich people, all this space, no bathrooms.
I can't believe it. I know.
Yeah, no bathrooms so far.
This is strictly a Librany problem. We have bathrooms in Auburg. I'm just saying.
Even on our ship, we had a bathroom. Come on.
Do you want to check that last door?
Yeah, so he goes back into the library, right?
Yep, back into the library.
Okay.
So yeah, you've pretty much got the circuit now.
Okay.
All doors are kicked open except for this one elevator, and then there's the 2 locked doors in the hall, and then the way outside.
Should we get
and
everyone to go
the front
upstairs?
door to the main chamber too.
Yeah. We need to wait for Lindell's spell. I mean, what? Where would you hide a hookah?
It'd be shoring up about now, we'll say.
Okay.
You activate your detect magic, and you do not see anything in the vicinity that is magical.
Lindell's
What's the
just
range
gonna
on
run
that?
30 feet.
30 feet. Not where you currently are.
Yeah, Lindell's gonna run the same lap like that you has run. So she'll go into like the archery room, and she'll go into the
Okay.
whatchamacallit, the garden, and she'll go into the library, and she'll go into the like she'll just run around and do a lap, seeing if she picks anything up.
All right. Nope. Nothing magical.
Okay, the whole area, nothing matches. She ends up in this airway with the stairwell, bit out of breath.
So you guys all
Okay.
meet back up in the main room, we'll say,
Yeah.
where the light is
Yeah.
at. I'll go ahead and put you guys all down there. Nope.
Okay,
not that.
so far where you has been, there is nothing, no magical pings that I got so far, but there are these 2 locked doors up at the top. Do you want to see if we can get through those?
Yeah. I mean, Cece did teach me how to unlock a door.
Well,
I'll try to.
I
Almost
can see
as if it were
you want
prophetic.
to, I
At the
can-
same moment you mentioned Cece, a
Does she come?
young girl with a bobbed haircut in full black gear runs through the front entrance of the castle down here, shuts the door behind her, panting, and looks up and makes eye contact with you guys across the room and waves.
Is it Cece?
It is Cece. Yep, it is Cece.
I want to
So
run
we
over and
might
hug
actually-
Cece.
Okay, let me get her on here real quick.
Might run up to her.
We both just
As if
run
we're
up.
gonna
We just
hug
both
her.
tackle Cece.
All
in
right,
front of
there's
her.
Cece.
And be like, hello.
She's giant. Ah!
Hmm?
Boop.
The woman from the council.
Yeah, Jen, this is Cece.
Oh, she is.
I don't know. Very secretive, doesn't speak. We love her.
She looks like a half elf with a bobbed black haircut, very jet black in nature, pale skin, and head to toe, boots and all, gloves, covered in like a utility suit, and tucked into it you can see many daggers. Wherever a dagger can go, there is one. She even has a sash across her chest that has 4 daggers in it, of very nice make. And she's half elven, very tall, about 5'11", and very pretty, but very oddly without features. It's kind of a weird dichotomy where you're like second guessing. Wait, she looks like. Wait, what? It's confusing.
Oh,
But you guys rush up to her, and she waves. She doesn't say anything. She just.
Cece, did you just come through the front door? Could we have come through the front door?
She makes a doorway with her hands and then just goes,
You just walk in.
Do you
Yeah, but
live here?
that's not fair, CC, because people don't notice you. People notice us. They don't notice you. You can walk anywhere you want.
But
no
one's
one
looking.
saw you. What? No one's there?
Essentially,
No one's in the castle?
No guards or
guards?
anything.
It does seem like
Well,
the room is
that's true.
empty.
There weren't any guards.
No. Did you see anyone when you walked through?
But Hoppsmiller saved you?
she gets out her little notebook and scrawls.
She's got a little notebook.
Edmund sent me to save you.
Edmund.
Save us.
I mean, well, are we in danger?
She pulls out a satchel from her back and opens it up, and it's like a fabric scroll, and unfurls it, and there's just lockpick after lockpick tool after. It's just like the most complete set of lockpicking tools you've ever seen, and she rolls it back up and stuffs it back in her pocket.
Wait, are you part of the Black Market Society? Are you affiliated with Edmund?
No. She just knows everyone.
Oh,
Favor.
he
Favor.
owes you a favor.
Hmm.
Oh. Wait, so you owe him a favor or he owes you a favor? You owe him a favor now. Okay.
Ooh, Cece, look at you.
Why didn't you
Well,
say anything when we were on the council?
She's not
doesn't-
allowed.
Yeah,
to
but you could have like, gestured or intervened or something. I worked really hard to prove our innocence, and you could have.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
That bad?
Oh,
Not have even
Oh,
waved
dear.
at us, or is that not allowed either?
she gave us a wink, but that was it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, fair.
Well,
Cece.
if she's equipped with lock picking tools, I mean, she could be very helpful here. That'd be lovely.
She
She's the best.
holds up her finger and rushes over to the elevator behind the stairs
Where are you
and
going?
just
Oh,
points.
that's not.
What,
Go
you
down? We're going down?
Money.
Money.
Oh,
I vote we follow Cece. I trust
Can
Cece.
we- you want to
Wait,
see
what
what's
about
in
the
the
children?
locked? And there's 2 locked doors back in the other room that we could check out.
Cece, do you know about the children, the child labor that's happening in this castle? You can just nod. Okay.
See you, bitch. Hit her. Got no heart?
No
You
love,
sociopath?
No.
She can't?
do
You
anything.
can't
Can't do
help.
anything?
Why can't you
Do you
help?
know Do you know who is in charge of it? The Hoppsmillers?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know a lot, Cece.
No, we won't. It'll be
She tells-
fine. We won't. We haven't died yet.
We don't pressure Cece.
We,
I think
okay.
she's worried
Tease
about
her.
our lives
That's
too. Not too much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cece, do you
by the way,
think the
Cece,
hook is
you
here?
haven't met Genevieve yet. This is Genevieve. She's part of our team now.
Yeah.
This is Cece. She doesn't talk. People don't notice her. She does this, and then people don't notice her, and she sees everything.
Have you tried?
And she
psychic
stabs
messaging
people.
her? I feel like
Stabs people.
she might have a psychic voice now.
Hmm?
Has anyone ever tried sending to her? Does she have like a psychic voice?
She's not allowed to communicate at
no.
all. Besides writing.
Really, you've known her for a while. You never tried communicating with her psychically?
Do we know how to do that?
She has a notebook.
Oh, okay, well that's fine.
She opens up her notebook and flips through it. It's all these scrawls of different notes. She flips back to way back, maybe a couple months ago, and it has some notes written to Safkeen and you.
Oh yeah, on the boat. You couldn't-
Aw. Cece, serious question. Do you think the hookah is in this building? Should we be looking for it here at all?
Do you know? You must know about the hookah, right? The genies know. No.
Little
Little
bit.
bit.
Where would
All right.
you think people would store a hookah?
Mildred stole from Prunus.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
we know that.
Yeah, we know that, but we're trying to. Okay, so we're gonna look. All right, let's start opening doors.
Should we
Should we drag
know where
Cece
Mildred's
into the other
room
room?
is?
can we go back to the main gathering hall and check out those locked doors and before we go down the elevator?
She crosses her arms.
Just a minute.
Okay,
we'll
okay,
get
okay.
there.
Let's just follow Cece. We'll come back. We can come back.
She seems to know where she's going.
Look, you can steal this carpet. I'm trying to pull up the carpet off the ground.
Lindell
I told Lindell
actively
she could
makes
have
an
anything she
effort to
wanted.
roll it up to try to steal it. But it's
Cece
way too
goes
big.
over to the elevator and pulls open the gate and steps inside and puts her hand on the lever inside.
Cece, are you
Okay,
taking
okay.
us to Edmund right now?
Let's go.
Edmund, we're going.
No.
We don't know where. I'm gonna shove Xavier in.
I trust that man.
She takes out her notebook again and scrawls out the words. It doesn't really make sense. It's written in common, but it says adamantine lock.
Do we know what adamantine is? Does Xavier know what adamantine is?
Yeah,
I've heard
Xavier
that
looks
before.
back. He says, it's a very rare and strong metal.
We have it
Oh.
in our house. It was part of the thing to the lab. Do you remember? There was an adamantine part in the tunnel.
Oh yeah, there was a door.
So maybe she can't. Maybe she can't open these locks. All right, going down.
No,
She
she
can
can
do it.
open
She
it.
can help. She can do
She
it.
takes out her little pack again and unfurls it with all the tools.
You don't need to
She can do
brag
it.
just because you've got lots of
Is
them.
she- Oh, she's coming to
Lindell
help
like
us.
fingers her own little set of lockpicks.
She pulls out a Spiralia Trading Company magazine from her bag and she tosses it to Safkeen. It's the new issue.
I knew they were connected somehow.
She's gotten an advanced copy somehow. It is the spring edition.
Hey, Cece,
Of
you're a
the new
witness, right? Why in the Spiralia Trading Company in the winter edition or whichever edition it was in, does it say the witnesses are watching you or something like that? Well, okay, you are, but why are you putting it in the Spiralia Trading Company magazine of all places?
Are you the author? Are you the one writing those little stories? No.
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 Are you doing advertisements for people joining the witnesses? How do you even join the witnesses?
She says, I lead the witnesses. What? My colleague wrote it.
Oh,
Didn't know that. Did we know that? I didn't.
No,
know
we
that.
didn't.
no. Okay. Fine. Okay.
Let her start lockpicking.
She puts her hand back on the lever.
Okay, I'll
let's
leave the
go.
rug. Let's go.
Xavier walks over and smacks her hand off the lever. Puts his goggles on and hits the lever down. Cece just...
Ah!
You just go down at full speed.
All right, the gate shuts, and the elevator shaft begins to move with all of you guys inside. And I'm going to
We'll
transport
flick
you
through this
to where
Spiralia
you
Trading
go.
Company magazine. Flick, flick, flick.
All right,
Good job.
so you and Xavier,
Did you find anything, Jenny?
Cece, and Safkeen,
Mm,
and Genevieve, and Lindell,
yeah.
all stuffed into the elevator with used cup, and you guys emerge at the bottom of a stone room with a giant sealed vault door at the other end. The gate opens up, and
Was-
Cece
was
rushes across over to the carpet and lays out her
that there
tools.
before?
She takes out what looks like a stethoscope and begins to listen and tinker with the door.
See, when you said money, you literally meant money.
We're not stealing. You don't.
Oh, we're
steal.
stealing
Can we
everything.
steal? Yeah, but can
No.
we? Can we? You know, if we wanted to.
It says, they're child slavers.
Exactly, CC. They are using children as slaves. We're going to steal everything in here.
Okay, fair enough.
Soft Keen,
Can I-
open
But
those
also,
pockets.
if you were going to keep a genie somewhere behind adamantine lock, seems like a good place.
Can I help
Yeah, I mean, I guess-
Cece and give her guidance, please?
Anything, I'd imagine.
She, when you go over to give her help, she points to Safkeen.
Hmm?
And
should Sapkin
asks
read
you
the
to
story?
open the magazine and read.
Read what? All of it?
All right, and I will send you the passage to read. There
my
is a
God.
new riddle in this issue of the magazine, and I'm going to copy and paste the excerpt to you. What languages do you know?
Me?
Yep.
Ooh.
Safkin?
Or
Safkin is
Lindell,
common,
since you're helping.
Safkin
I
is
speak
common and
Halfling and Common.
primordial / dwarvish.
Halfling, Halfling and Dwarvish, and what else?
Common.
Common.
That's
You
our 3
can't
languages.
read it.
Oh.
I'll look. Can I walk over? I know abyssal and deep speech.
Abyssal and deep speech, you cannot read it either.
What the
I'm waiting
heck?
for someone to ask me for help.
Jen.
Hey, we
Jen is
know someone who
learning
speaks lots of languages. I think her name was
I
Jen.
Oh,
You know,
she
we
wants
could
help.
really use her help. She's really. Oh yes, you know.
wasn't it you? Like,
I'll
you
try
read
to
it?
have a look.
All right, so Jen, what languages do you know?
Elvish, Orc, Sylvan, and Deep Speech.
You cannot read it either.
Oh my god, I can't read this.
Xavier walks over and pulls the looking glass out of the handy haversack
We have a look.
and hands it to you guys.
Aw. Thank you. Okay.
Give it to Jed.
We'll hold the
Oh,
looking
free.
glass over the thing.
All right, very good. I'll go ahead and copy and paste what you read. You don't know what language it's in,
Yeah, that's the weird part.
but you
Yeah.
can read it when you pass the looking glass over it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Double pin jack twist. Jack twist. So Jenny, you're reading today, right? You're in.
Cece snaps in the
Who's
air.
reading it out loud? Who's reading it out loud?
Double back jack. Double back pin and jack. Twist it in crooked.
Okay.
Lever lock.
She
snake
stops you with a finger and goes down to her tools and goes through them and pulls out a tool with 2
These are
pins at the end.
instructions.
And she looks at the surface of the safe door and very easily finds an opening and puts it in just at a slight angle, crooked.
Oh, okay. Lever, lock, snake, break, slam it in, hook it.
She goes back to her tools and pulls out another one with a little hooked end like a snake and jams it in there.
2 hands, half snowman's, barrel and curtain.
And she draws a snowman shape inside the lock.
Big, half diamond, pick, bolt, and pinion.
She grabs both of the lockpicks and pulls out another one, sticks it in there.
Wedge them apart, the entrails hang out.
She spreads her fingers and pulls that one out, and you hear a ka-ching.
1 arrow through 5 metal soldiers.
She seems a
Jam
bit
open.
stumped by this one.
Oh.
She's not sure
Oh.
what to do. Would somebody like to help her? She's got all her hands full at the moment. I'm going to roll to see if she can maintain this. Lindell, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Lindell is so
Fine.
excited.
Right.
Oh,
lock.
Can I roll
Yeah.
thieves' tools instead of investigation?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'd let you do that.
Because that's what
It's
my
a knowledge.
my
It's a
jam.
knowledge check. So yeah,
That's your jam.
yeah. Go ahead. There's a lot of devices you've never seen in her kit, but you think you might be able to find the right one.
21.
I cannot
21.
believe.
Yeah, you do. You find one that looks like let's see, there's bolt and pinion is a type of lock, and a half diamond pick is a it kind of looks just like a point that is made out of a different material on the end of the lockpick, something much harder than just the standard metal lockpick. And you do find one in there that resembles this.
Yeah, try this one.
Okay, you hand it to Cece. She puts it in and points to Safkeen.
More? One more time? 1 arrow through 5 metal soldiers.
The next one.
Back one?
Oh. Jam, open
Or
the visor,
before.
knobs off your neck. Swing over the middle, then turn it right quick. Don't get caught.
Jam up in the visor for
She
sure.
wants you to go back. What was before the one arrow?
Entrails hang out. 1 arrow through 5 metal soldiers.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a check for her. She puts it in, not really sure what to do, and the whole contraption starts to spin and smashes one of the lockpicks.
Oh,
She drops him on the ground, kind of frustrated.
Oh no!
She pulls out a pair of pliers and pulls it in there and starts to pull out her lockpicks.
Okay, Cece, what should we do? What do we do?
You can try again.
She goes back to her lockpick sets and pulls out an identical set of the same lockpicks. She's got backups. And starts over at the beginning. Would someone like to stay here and help her while the rest of you do anything else? This will take her some time since she failed. Lindell?
Lindell's just like super focused. This is wrapped.
She wants to help.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, the rest of you can explore this room. You can go back up.
So before we go to explore, I'm going to inspire her, saying, Cece's taking her time, making up the reason to justify breaking inside. Boom. That's it.
All right. Very nice. So yeah, with that, Cece has an inspiration die. Is it a D10?
Do you know? I don't think. Is it? Maybe? I don't know.
It's either D8 or
Hold on.
D10.
I think it's an 8 still. I just gotta.
Okay. Yeah. It might
No, it's a
not be.
D10. It is a
It's
D10.
a D10. Okay. All right. So she'll get a D10 on her next check.
You will just do whatever Sofkeen's doing because my parents actually just got here. So I gotta go say
Maybe
hello.
investigate if you want to search this room, or you can go back up.
Sure.
Okay. So investigation roll with advantage, since Safkeen, I guess, will help.
What?
13
Safkeen was going
plus
to
8.
sit and read, but I guess if
She's
you're
Oh
always
yeah,
in the
help,
thing, right?
you're reading the book. Okay, that's fine.
23 to investigate, but I gotta go to my parents.
Okay. You turns around and mentions, "Hey, there's a hatch in the floor. Beneath the elevator shaft, underneath the platform, it looks like there is a hatch in the floor."
What?
That's all she finds.
Ooh. I'll start trying to crack out of it. I wonder if we can get in.
The floor is in the way. You would have to raise up the elevator. There is a lever on the outside of the elevator where you can throw the switch and open it up.
Sure. I'll pull the lever.
All right, you pull the lever, and the elevator fence closes, and it raises back up. And the fence is closed, but now you can see in the stone floor there is what looks like a metal hatch in the floor with a lever on it. But the fence is still closed.
I have a solution. So Jen's going to start ringing her bells again.
Okay.
And sing. Hold on, where's my song? Oh, I've got too many songs. 3, 2. All right. She's got her dong dong. Any man of mine better put in time, doing all the things I need him to toe the line. And her unseen servant's going to appear and hopefully be able to go in and open that hatch on the other side of the gate.
Oh, very nice. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check to see if your unseen servant will be strong enough with your mental powers to open up the hatch.
I should have done Sheryl Crow, strong enough to be my man. God damn it.
You've got this.
Ooh, so is it just straight? A straight roll?
What's that? Yeah, just a strength check. Yeah.
Oh, so we have 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, it manages to pull the handle up out of like a seated position. It pops out, but it doesn't seem to have the strength to open the hatch. It's very heavy, and it gets maybe about an inch off the ground. Close, but no cigar.
No.
Meanwhile, Cece has started over. She's gotten to that third line again, the two hands, half snowman's, barrel and curtain. She draws the snowman shape again, as she did before, and it has come time for the half diamond pick. Lindell, you hand her the half diamond pick, and I would like you to roll a Thieves' Tools check, and Cece will roll as well with the inspiration die, and we'll see how you guys do.
27.
And she got a 25. She manages to get past that point. There's a click, and nothing happens. She breathes, and motions for Safkeen to read the next line.
Wedge them apart, the entrails hang out, 1 arrow through 5 metal soldiers. You got through that part.
She points to Lindell.
Yeah, here, I got it. 1 second. And she
All right.
takes her teeny little hands and she helps.
So with the 5 metal soldiers, Cece would like you to look for the next lockpick.
Like the next pick from the set.
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking for a 1 arrow pick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to roll for that, or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a Thieves' Tools check again. See if you can locate the proper lockpick.
19.
19's enough. Yeah, you notice there is a tool that kind of looks like a skeleton key, but it's got 5 notches in it. You hand that off to Cece, and she very gingerly, with the other 3 stuffed in there, tries to maneuver it in, but is kind of confused. Looks to Safkeen again.
Jam open the visor, for she lobs off your neck. Swing over the middle, then turn it right quick.
She motions for you to back up. Back up a line. Read it again.
1 arrow. Oh, wedge them apart, the entrails hang out. 1 arrow through 5 metal soldiers.
She thinks for a moment and releases her hand from the 4 picks. And then taking the one that looks like it's got the 5 notches in it, she just closes her eyes and shoves it straight in.
Oh.
The whole contraption begins to bend and shake, and all 5 picks shoot out, and the wheel spins back. She was unsuccessful. Is a very high DC, and she was unable to reach it. But you guys are almost halfway. So you'll have to try again. Meanwhile, what about the hatch?
Can we open that gate? Xavier, can you help me try to move this gate?
Okay, the 2 of you go up and you tug on the gate, and it kind of gets stuck, almost like there's a release lever. You could try to jam it open if you want, and try and get it open enough that you could crawl through.
Let's bring the thing down again, and then Xavier, if you could jam it when it's going to close the next time when it goes back up, that might work.
All right. He goes and takes the lever and throws it down, and the elevator comes down, and the fence opens up again.
Nice. All right, hold on. Let me see if I have something I can put in there. She's gonna grab a dagger from her side to get ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna jam it. She's gonna get ready to jam it. She's gonna jam it right where the gate would come back closed again. So
Okay.
slam it into the ground then.
Roll a dexterity check for me as Xavier throws the lever, and the elevator goes back up, and the gate tries to close. We'll see how well you can maneuver it to jam that gate.
Ooh, it's a 15.
15, that's enough. It does jam. It closes a little bit, but then it just kind of gets stuck kind of at an angle. And the elevator goes out.
I'm gonna gingerly step through and try to lift that thing.
Yeah, you and Xavier and your unseen servant together all managed to open up the hatch. When you look down, you can see there is, let's see, immediately a decaying smell hits your nose, and a bluish firelight can be seen inside. There's a metal-ringed sewer ladder that leads down into the pale blue flicker against a stone wall that the ladder is against. It's about 30 foot down onto what looks like a 5 foot wide metal platform below. And it's part of a much larger room. You can tell from just the air that escapes, but it does smell foul.
Oh my gosh, is this where the magical seal led up to?
You met a seal?
It doesn't look the same. I know you're not over there, Lindell, but it does not look the same.
Sorry, that was meta. But
similar layout, I guess, but a larger chamber and made out of different kind of stone.
CC, Lindell, Saf, I don't know if this is taking precedence, but there's a big antechamber down here.
just a minute. I think we've almost got it. 1 second. You guys can go investigate. It'll just take us... No, don't put that there. It'll just take us a minute.
Cece looks at Safkeen and looks at Lindell.
Yeah, Safkeen, I'll take the magazine and I can stay with Cece and I'll help read and we can get through it together, I'm sure. Yeah, 10 minutes. We'll be fine. Yeah. It's not like, what, there's going to be a trap that's going to go off on our face and we're all going to die instantly? We'll be fine. Yeah.
Cece pats you on the back.
Safkeen's eyes disappear into her head in panic.
Roll back until it's just the pale whites. So are you going to join the rest of the group?
Yeah, come on, Safkeen.
You sure you'll be okay? She'll look at Cece
Yeah, we'll
and
be fine. Just listen for screaming if something happens. Yeah.
Vice versa.
I mean, she's not gonna be screaming. I'll be screaming, but exactly. It'll be fine. We got it. Exactly. Yeah, she'll be. Yeah, it's funny. We're having a great time. This is fun.
Safkeen will lean in and give Lindell a quick hug, and then pat Cece's shoulder, and then go off.
We'll be careful, promise.
Okay. So meanwhile, the rest of you go over to the hatch. Who's going to go first?
Safkeen.
Oh,
Reluctantly.
Safkeen. Okay, so Safkeen's going to go first. So
beautiful,
climb...
delicate Genevieve go down into a stinky.
I'll follow right after her though immediately. I'm right behind her.
You hands you her cup, and you shine it down into the shaft. And let me.
Oh no! Safkeen just pulls her goggles down.
Hang on, just a second.
Although I guess maybe you needs the cup, so.
I'm gonna move it over to what you see. Hang on a second. All right. So down the hatch, this is what you see.
What?
Where's Safkeen at? There she is.
Who knows?
Nope, that's Lindell. Come on. There's
I'm missing.
Safkeen. Okay.
Oh,
There.
shit.
All right. So Safkeen,
Oh, shit.
looking down the shaft, you can see there is a metal platform that's like 5 to 10 feet wide, and it drops down another 20 feet into a coffin-shaped chamber, in the center of which is a large crystal, very similar to the one that you saw in Otherwhere. There is a pattern in the center of 5 braziers and an altar in the center of the room, and it's drawn in what looks like blood. Further down the chamber, there's a bloody altar, and at the very far end in the darkness, you can just barely make out a gigantic statue of what looks like a lich.
Oh, no, Lich, no. Also, I called it. They are doing ritual sacrificing of those children.
Oh, shit. This looks bad. Can we disrupt their ceremony or something?
There are
We
no
know
people
how-
inside there.
I know, but
It
destroy
just looks
the
like
altar or
a ceremonial
break
chamber
symbol?
of some sort.
Hey, what if we clean up the blood? Does that change anything for them? You.
For liches, we need to find the phylactery, and then we destroy the phylactery, and then the lich will be really weak, and then we can punch it to death.
Relax.
But we don't attack the
that's
lich
fair.
until we find its phylactery. Because we made that mistake last time, and it was not good. Not a good mistake. Don't
And ended the
recommend
Spiralia campaign prematurely.
it. Yeah.
Just in time for Christmas.
That's right. Okay, so do you want to
Will-
descend down, or are you gonna kind of powwow in the vault room?
Like I think the three of them will discuss what to do, but if we're all in agreement, then Safkin will probably go down to make room for Jen and you to come down as well.
Yeah, Xavier's pretty gung ho to go down.
Oh, that's true. And of course, Xavier. Safkin will say to Xavier, "You are not going to befriend this lich and take him."
No,
to
I
your
would
house."
never dream of doing anything like that.
No, we're not
Now,
doing it.
if it's
You
a flesh
already have
golem, on the
friends,
other
don't
hand,
tell me it.
All right.
well,
As
I
the
might be
unseen
able to
servant,
learn something about how to save Frankie.
so I'm summoning my unseen servant to come down with us as well. And I'm going to turn to Safkin and be like, Safkin, could you just splash a little bit of water on that blood circle? If you don't mind. I know you carry some with you.
Water
Yeah, don't you have
to
water?
clean it?
Yeah, I figure if we wipe it up, it might make it harder for them to do their things. I have my servant. He can go down and clean it. It's easy. His name is
Okay.
Servant.
Safkin will throw some water on the blood, a little patch of the blood, and then
Thanks. And I'll
scuttle
command my
the
servant to go start
Okay, so
wiping it.
Xavier and Safkeen head down the hole onto the metal platform. It's a 20-foot drop down to the floor, and it doesn't look like there's any kind of way to get down, like a ladder or anything.
That's why I just want to throw some water, because then I can send my servant, unseen servant, over. doesn't
It's a
need to
pretty
come back
far
up.
throw. You can try, but it's 10, 15, 20, 20. It's about a 35-foot throw to the edge of that symbol. You can try and splash some water, but you'd probably have to use Shape the Flowing River to move the water.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say, or could I use my water? Can I use my
Water whip. You could
No,
try to
maybe
use your
should
water
we-
whip. What's the range on the water
Is the
whip?
range for that 30 feet?
30 feet. It would be just out of range for the water whip.
as long as there's water on the ground, though, I mean, the servant could just swish it around and bring it over to there, right? Couldn't it?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I guess I'll use Shape the Flowing River and just like guide a blob of water down and just drop it on like the
Okay.
nearest.
Yeah, you managed to get a little blob of water on the ground. It can't quite get all the way there, but about right there.
So I can do it within 120 feet. So
Oh wait! Oh, for Shape the Flowing River?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well then, yeah, the water. Let's
so
see.
like lower it down like.
Yeah, the water makes it. Shoot, I can't grab that little thing I drew.
It's okay. You can just draw another one.
I can't grab it.
Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me grab that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you're moving it. You want it just on the edge of the symbol right here?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you throw it over there and splash it down, and it dilutes the red liquid on the floor a bit. It doesn't really clean it or anything, but there's water on the floor there now.
Okay, and now I want my servant to go down. How far of a drop is it? 20 feet?
20-foot drop, yeah.
Does somebody have a rope? Can we get him to go on a rope?
Xavier has a rope.
Yeah,
He
both
lowers a
fine.
rope down, ties it to the edge of the platform.
Okay. I'm just going to command the servant to climb down and go and try to wipe up some of the blood.
Okay, yeah, this unseen servant goes down. What's the range on your unseen servant?
60 feet. Oh no.
You can send it
Is that too
60
far?
feet. It's a little bit too far. He gets right up to the edge of it, right here, and can't move any further. He hits the edge of your psychic.
I think there's something in the spell about that's only to summon it as 60 feet. I think it can move further than that.
I'm trying to find how far from you it can go.
Now, if you command the servant to perform a task that would move it more than 60 feet away from you, the spell ends. So he's going to dissipate.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Right, so he stops at the edge, like looking back, like, "Are you want me to do this?"
Damn it. And she's just going to drop concentration and let him disappear.
Okay, yeah, he dissipates.
Shit.
Can Safkeen drop another blob of water down to just keep trying to like dilute?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can just keep using it.
I can do it. I can get back up.
Huh?
And I'm going to start to climb down the rope because I can get back up. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. So Genevieve climbs down the rope and heads over towards the blob of water. Let's see here. I'll move you down. Move you down into here.
So I'm coming over this way.
All right. So you walk on over as Xavier and Safkeen look on from the platform, and you begin to swish the very congealed, nasty blood. It's piled on top like it's been repainted over and over with fresh blood that's just congealed into this mess. The water can barely move it around, and it just seems to spread it. It doesn't really cut through it. It's kind of making a mess in a little 5-foot square.
Oh.
And you're getting blood on yourself.
Okay, a mess is great. A mess breaks up the ritual circle, at least.
Safkeen will jump down.
Yuck.
Okay, Safkeen, you jump down. Yeah, Xavier kind of stands up by the rope, manning it as well. And Genevieve, as you start to move the blood around, all of a sudden the braziers with the blue light coming from them intensify and get brighter. And then the ground begins to shift and rumble.
Uh-oh.
And you can see the crystal in the center of the room begins to flicker and light up. And you see a rift open up in front of the crystal of blackness and smoke. And from it crawl these ghastly, horrid, elongated, charcoal-covered, featureless monster creatures that claw their way out. 5 of them emerge from this rift, leaving kind of a smoke trail of ether behind them as they latch onto you. and lunge. Roll initiative.
Ah!
I will say, this is a good time for me to go because I need to go to bed.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is maybe a good point to pick up next week, if that's
I think
okay.
it is as well. I'm gonna go ahead and set up this little battle map and
But do you want us to roll initiative first?
yeah, if you rolled initiative, well, that's okay. We can just do initiative rolls at the beginning of next time. Since you guys are kind of you're split up at the moment, but I would say that Lindell, you can hear the rumbling and the kind of wispy howls of these creatures emerging from the portal.
And if someone was to yell like, "What the heck is that?" or something, then
right. Xavier goes, "Oh my god!" And we'll pick up there next time. Yay! You guys made it really far. That's cool. I'm happy. Oh boy. All right. Where's that torch? I'm gonna copy that torch and put it up too, so we can see both locations.
I'm gonna very abruptly say adieu and take off, guys.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you for staying so long. We had a good session. Yay.
Sorry, my phone died.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Perfect timing. Good
All
to
right.
see you. See you
Good to
next
see you guys
week.
too. Woo! For a
Holy
battle.
shit, it's a battle! Oh my god.
I know. It's been a while.
These are not rats. Not rats. Not at all.
No, these are not rats. These are, let's see, Safkeen, you would know this. These are the same as Calcrix. Same kind of creature.
Calcrix. So they're like otherworldly beings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Coming through a rift.
Shit.
So this is kind of the same thing that happened in your first session with us, Thomas.
I vaguely remember that session. We were in like another place and it was kind of like a castle and we found Frankie and there were these otherworldly runes on the door and one was like wind and the other was like different things. And
then you made your way into like a lava pit room with this crystal in it and then these monsters started attacking and you guys were attacking the crystal until
and there was something about an old hag or something like that helped us or something.
It was, well, I don't know if you told you guys who it was, but you saw a ghost and it helped. Yeah. And then Safkeen lost her sword because there was a giant black hole.
Right, because you had a bunch of skeletons and Safkeen had given one of the skeletons a sword.
Yep. And the sword the skeleton got sucked into the black hole, and you guys escaped through a portal and ended back up in the place where the phylactery was in the.
I still have that broken Lich's phylactery in my inventory.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You still have the shards of that?
Yeah, I made custom items for everything that I found. That was weird. Yeah. So like I still have it in my inventory.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's that might come into play. I don't know. But it's a very similar scene, but this is on the material plane.
I can't hear you, Jenny, sorry.
Oh, we can't hear you at all.
Nope, nothing.
Still not yet. Things are starting to tie together, though. It's cool. It's been a while since...
The strings, they connect. Oh, Jenny?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think Safkeen knew that you saw her grandma. Was that the ghost?
Yeah. You saw her dead grandmother that helped you guys
escape. She was like mumbling
escape.
about it, and Safkeen was like right next to her and was like listening.
Yeah, and it was that voice that guided you guys to jump through the portals to escape before the black hole sucked you up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Everything's coming full circle.
It is.
The tattoos and the Hoppsmillers and the Naga and the mind control. And...
There's a lot going on.
Where's Juniper?
You and Safkeen know how to take down a lich now, so Yay! And we have a cleric with us, so we won't die.
Yeah,
Yay!
a cleric without spell slots, by the way. Remember when we were coming to the castle and
Yeah.
Lindel's like, I can go to the
Yeah.
castle, but I have no magic left. Just
This
FYI.
might be a tough one due to that.
Well, we're all on full health, and we're a heck of a lot stronger now than we were at level 3 when we first took on the Lich. So
Yeah.
Holy shit, you guys beat a Lich at level 3?
4. They were level 4 when they took on the Lich.
yeah, we
It
died.
was a reduced threat,
Yeah.
baby Lich, but yeah.
We did die, yeah. Leo
Not
Manda
the full
basically
one.
charged in and like save the day because we were all like,
Yeah, I think there was a
That's
cloud of poisonous smoke that it was moving around, and you guys got caught in it. And
yeah,
no good.
no good. So
So-
we'll do better this time.
You hope.
Dun, dun, dun.
I will say this: it doesn't appear that this room is made out of the same kind of stone, because
Okay.
that would really suck.
Yes, exactly. Stafkin's
It's
just going
not-
to keep
it's
an
not
eye on
made
the
of-
Lich Statue and see if she can
What-
find the phylactery.
Ah,
She's
okay.
just going to keep an eye on the Lich statue and see if she can find the phylactery and smash it.
I imagine as a cleric, even though you're out of spell slots, Lindell might jump into action when that happens. I was waiting for a heist to bring Cece back, and there were like 3 different heists that you could potentially go for. I didn't know which one she'd show up at. But when you guys needed a favor from Edmund, he had a favor that he needed, or that Cece owed him. So
Okay, wait.
It
So
worked out.
I'm still confused. So, we're who owes for what? Where? How?
Cece owed Edmund a favor.
We don't know
This is
what.
him calling in that favor to help you guys,
So then now we owe Edmund a favor.
potentially.
Fuck.
So he called in a very powerful favor to help you guys through this castle
Okay.
because you asked for it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
now he has a job he wants you to do.
Right.
That's
And
true.
so now in even though we know Cece, he's the one who called in the favor, which means we now owe Edmund for calling in that favor.
Right.
Yes.
And I would say it's probably been about a week and a half or 2 weeks since you've seen Cece. She's been AWOL.
Yeah.
Well, the last time we saw her was on the council, which would have been like 3 days ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4
Yeah,
days
but, like,
prior.
Like, interacted with her, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
interacted with her. It would have been like
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made a little cameo on the council, but that was
Yeah,
it.
that was it. Yeah. Okay, I have to go to bed because I'm.
All right,
I'm
guys. Yeah,
Hey,
good night.
love you. Have a great
Bye-bye. See you next
week.
time. Bye.